Network Stadium with the lights on and the house absolutely packed. A big game in the SEC. The final home game for the Auburn Tigers. It's senior night here at Jordan-Hare. And yeah, a good landing as always. That's Independence getting us ready for some college football. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. You're watching the SEC on ESPN, and it is indeed a very big game. Number 15, Texas A&M on the road. I know it's not been a great year for Auburn. It's been disappointing, and folks around here are antsy. They're looking for a rebuild job from Hugh Freeze. This is his second year. Losing record, though, hasn't had a single win yet against a ranked opponent. Hoping to change that tonight. Meanwhile, Texas A&M controlling their own destiny in the SEC, win out, and they're in the SEC championship game. Only Texas and Texas A&M have the one conference loss in the SEC. It's down to a 4-team race in terms of who's going to play in that SEC championship game in a couple of weeks. The Aggies and the Longhorns are going to hook up for the first time in more than a decade next week. Everybody looking forward to that game. But this one tonight is huge for the Aggies if they want to make it as big as it could be. Hi, everybody. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick. Great to have you with us. It's always great to be here at Jordan-Hare. Maybe, Lewis, unless you're the visiting team, this is not an easy place to play, no matter how things are going for Auburn. And A&M knows that they got to play a lot better than the last time they were on the road in conference play against South Carolina.
Yeah, that wasn't a good night, and Mike Elko says hopefully they've learned from that experience. And in particular, how do you handle the avalanche of emotion that you experience when you're on the road in the SEC at night? I mean, this is an electric environment, folks. And this is a football team that plays their home games here that's very motivated. They're trying to establish and win bowl eligibility as well, so they have a lot to play for. But make no mistake, the story here is Texas A&M, and a lot of that story really centers around quarterback Marcel Reed. Tonight, you're going to get a treat when you watch this young man in terms of his evolution, how he has progressed as a passer. You know he can run the football, but the guy was absolutely lights out there last time out. He's going to need to be that again tonight against a very good Auburn defense.
I mean, what a scene as the Aggies take the field for a kid who's a freshman who's going to start for just the 6th time in college with everything that's on the line for Texas A&M in this environment where War Eagle is ready to go. It's their final opportunity to cheer for their team this year, and it's their first night conference game at home all season. They've been looking forward to this one.
These environments, man, I mean, they are special. They're special. You can only imagine the emotion that's running through these young men as they run out here. I can feel it up here in the booth. It's been a long time since I ran out of a tunnel. There's nothing like this.
And Hugh Freeze and his seniors, including one of the greats, GWES Hunter, one of the all-time great running backs, and they've had so many here, went through his senior night ceremonies just a few moments ago. And that means we are almost ready for kick from Auburn, Alabama. It's the Aggies of Texas A&M and the Auburn Tigers kickoff coming up next. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick back here under the lights at Jordan-Hare. Texas A&M and Auburn just moments away from kickoff. But before we start this game, let's go down on the field and welcome in the third member of our crew, Chris Brunton.
Hi, Dave. Mike Elko described the biggest challenge is how do you handle the avalanche of momentum swings? His final message to his team before he came out here was play as one, play as a unit. That is how you stay poised. It's been something they struggled with on the road. Their last road trip in South Carolina a couple of weeks ago, they lost by 24. In fact, they lost 11 of their last 13 away games, and now they got to come in tonight to Jordan-Hare, one of the loudest environments in the country, guys.
We think we could hear you, Chris. It is pretty loud.
This is so good. This is so good. This is the epitome of big-time college football in November in the South, SEC. Dave Fleming, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, no kidding. And for A&M, they won the toss. They deferred, so they're going to kick it off. Jeremiah Cobb is back along the goal line. We'll see if he brings it out. Looks like he will to start this game. A kick return for Auburn outside the 20 to the 30, still going. So a good start for the Auburn special teams. And now the Auburn offense will take the field. Our player spotlight brought to you by Royal Caribbean. Their very experienced quarterback, Peyton Thorne.
Yeah, this is a guy who's dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. We'll see how he looks as far as throwing the football, in particular down the field in tonight's game. He's going to be under pressure. This Texas A&M defensive line is as good as there is in college football. He had a great outing last week, Dave. 5 pass touchdowns against UL Monroe. We'll see what he can get done here tonight.
And I know it wasn't an SEC opponent, but he really needed that. So Peyton Thorne is going to take the shotgun snap and hand it off to his fellow senior, GWES Hunter. A straight ahead run for a gain of 3, maybe 4. Hunter, one of the great backs in the SEC. In fact, the defensive coordinator for A&M, Jay Bateman, told you and me this week that he thinks he's the best running back in the SEC.
He sure did. And look, he is tough now. He will carry people on his back like little kids. He will run it between the tackles. Once he gets in the open field, he can rip off chunks.
Thorne faked it to Hunter with a lead blocker, keeps it, and got close. Stopped about a yard short. Not a huge part of his game to be a running quarterback, but it's at least it's a tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, this is something that, as you see Auburn really trying to pick up the pace here, Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, quick tempo on 3rd and short. Hunter got stopped initially, but he's just so hard to bring down. And great second effort for Hunter to get the Auburn first down.
And that's what I'm talking about, that lower body strength, the center of gravity. The Texas A&M defender said that's his #1 strength. You better wrap him up. You better run your legs on contact. This Texas A&M defense, they've had some issues with the missed tackles. That's what haunted them at South Carolina. And against a running team like Auburn, you better get that corrected in a hurry.
Now, Texas A&M's own grading system, they judged that their defense had 31 missed tackles.
That's an amazing number. Amazing.
In that one game. Thorne looking to throw the ball for the first time, and he gets a completion out on the left side. Pass caught by the super talented freshman wide receiver Cam Coleman.
Yeah, he just went off last week against UL Monroe. He's a guy who is a high riser. He's got tremendous ball skills. He can get his hips down, get in and out of routes. He's going to have to win some one-on-ones. Hugh Freeze said, we're going to put it up for him.
Hunter gets the carry and stumbles ahead. Got tripped up into Texas A&M territory, but stopped a few yards short of the first down gain of 3.
Yeah, you can see here right now they're trying to establish this run game inside and make sure Texas A&M has their fundamentals sound in this football game.
Receiver in motion. Hunter gets a carry and a big hole right up the middle for another Auburn first down.
There you see this Auburn offensive line getting up on the second level, getting bodies on bodies, as they like to say, and running their feet. And they'll be up against it again. The interior guys for Texas A&M, Albert Regis, Shamar Turner, they're as good as there are in college football. Nick Scorton on the outside to transfer from Purdue, Shamar Stewart. These guys are studs. And they're going to have to play like it tonight, because as you can see, Hugh Freeze is testing them here early.
Unquestionably one of the best defensive line units in all of college football. The Aggies have play fake. Thorne looked left, now back right, swings it out to Hunter, who kept his balance, broke a tackle, lowers the boom, and gets shoved out of bounds. Man, he is such a tough runner, so hard to bring down. That could have been a loss, a negative play. Instead, he got 6.
That's one of the things, again, about GWES Hunter that you just cannot overemphasize, just how tough he is after contact. But you can see already, the defensive coordinator, Jay Bateman of Texas A&M, look, he said you want to pressure this quarterback.
Aggies jumped offside for sure, so it's a free play. Why not go to Coleman, who makes the catch inside the 5 and gets shoved out of bounds just short of the goal line, 31 yards.
Defense number 1. The penalty is declined. The result of play is a first down.
There he is, the do-it-all freshman, Cam Coleman, one-on-one against Des Ricks, who is a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, one-on-one corner. Back shoulder, great concentration. Just high-level one-on-one matchups on the outside here on both sides of the ball.
And a smart play, right, by Peyton Thorne. He knew he had a free shot. Now he's going to go over the top. That one is knocked away, incomplete. Trying to go to another one of the talented youngsters, this time Malcolm Simmons, but knocked away.
That's a nice job by Jaden Hill. As you see, you're not in phase. You can't look back for the ball. You play through the eyes and the hands of the receiver. He did it absolutely perfect. That's textbook how you play man-to-man coverage. I know I got a little heated on social media this week, but you can see it here. Little switch release, And just watch Jaden Hill. He's just playing the eyes and the hands, plays through the pocket. It doesn't get any better than that right there. That is teaching tape right there.
And you saw at the very end of that play, Hill kind of get that leg, ankle pinned underneath Simmons. And so he's down on the turf in the end zone. So Hill banged up. Auburn knocking on the door. It'll be 2nd and goal when we come back.
We'll take a look at the keys to the game here tonight. When you're looking at Texas A&M, start with their defense. Dominate the line of scrimmage, running pass. Auburn's winning that battle right now. When they get the ball, play action pass. It has to be the Marcel Reed show throwing the football. For Auburn, ball security and wide receivers win the one-on-one. You've already seen how Cam Coleman can get that kind of thing done. And when you're talking about this offense here right now for Auburn, red zone, Dave, that's been a problem for them. What do they have? What kind of answers?
Let's add that to the list, because the red zone's not been friendly for Auburn this year, despite one of the great running backs in the country. It's 2nd and goal. Hunter shifts behind Thorne. They'll give it to Hunter. Right side. Hunter close, lunging. I don't think he was down, and they're going to say touchdown. I think his body was up on the pile, and he reached over, and he gets in.
Second effort. That's what Jarquez Hunter's game is built on. Lower body power. You see there, initial contact is made 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But now he's just body surfing, getting a little help from his center, Connor Liu, trying to pull him forward.
Yeah, maybe Braden Joyner as well. Why not? Help your teammate out.
There you go.
So Hunter's in 10 plays, 65 yards. And what a way to start for Auburn. Looking for their first win under Hugh Freeze. This is the end of Hugh's 2nd year here at Auburn. First win against a ranked opponent. They took a look, I'm sure, upstairs, confirmed that he was in. So now we get ready for the extra point.
And just think about the history of running backs here at Auburn. Jarquez Hunter, the first running back to top 1,000 yards since 2021. And that was Tank Bigsby, who was here in pregame getting this crowd fired up.
Brand new place kicker as of last week. Ian Vachon boots one through. So the extra point is up and good. And the Auburn Tigers strike first against the Aggies of A&M with a 7-0 lead. Let's check in studio with Matt Barry.
Hello, Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick. Happy Saturday night. Time now for our all-state check-in. It's now down to the final couple of weeks for the Heisman Trophy. Ashton Jeanty might have a couple things to say about it. 61 yards for the touchdown. Likely going to be a name-your-number night for Jeanty against Wyoming. 7-3 early, Boise State.
All right, Matt, yeah, and Travis Hunter had another big game, even though Colorado falls on the road at Kansas. Late season road games for teams with championship aspirations. Not easy. Maybe the same story tonight for A&M.
I don't think there's any question. I mean, here right away, the first series, Mike Elko, what did he talk to us about? The avalanche of momentum. And this place is deafening. So right out of the gate, how are they going to answer? How is the young redshirt freshman Marcel Reed going to answer the call right now? Can he get his team in the end zone and even this game up?
This is Auburn's 7th SEC game of the year. That's the first time all year they've had an opening drive touchdown in a conference game. Towns Magoo kicks it into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Aggies offense comes on the field, and a lot of pressure on this young quarterback who is so dynamic, so impressive, but so inexperienced. Marcel Reed, who's one of the fastest, most athletic quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah, and it's the evolution of his game in terms of his ability to process quickly in the pocket, execute consistent mechanics and fundamentals throwing the football. That just really takes his ceiling and just puts it as high as you can possibly imagine. Offensive coordinator Colin Klein, he's just absolutely enamored with this young man's potential. We'll see what he's got tonight.
They are missing some weapons on the offensive side, Texas A&M is. They're not quite at full strength. Reed's going to throw across the middle, and he zinged one. Looked like right through the hands of Jabri Barber. Wide receiver incomplete.
I mean, that first throw, you just got to get that down a little bit. That ball had a little heat on it. Jabri Barber just coming across on that shallow. You just want to put him in a catch and run situation. They've got some guys who can really get after it with the ball in their hands. Now you're behind the sticks on the road. This crowd already amped up.
So Reeves talked about needing to get a little bit more precise with that intermediate pass game. Now scrambling, going to throw, and a nice delivery out across the middle, and that's going to be good enough for a first down outside the 35. Gain of 11 to Terry Butsey.
There you just see the ability to keep his eyes down the field, 2 hands on the ball, just navigate the pocket, don't drop your eyes, and then find one of their electric playmakers here in Terry Butsey, the freshman, who they want to be creative in terms of getting him the ball because they believe he's the guy who can produce some explosives for this offense as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. Starting wide receiver Cyrus Allen out. Handoff, first run for Amari Daniels over the left side. No Le'Veon Moss, one of the best backs in the conference. He's out. So where can you get those plays from? Daniels, one of those guys, and Bussey, number 2, is another one.
Yeah, I mean, the running back situation here has been something that a lot of teams would just absolutely break them. I mean, Le'Veon Moss, he goes down a couple weeks ago. Ruben Owens, who they lost back in training camp, a dynamic pass catcher out of the backfield. But they've been able to make it work. It has been next man up, and it's been a consistent evolution with this offense.
And here's Bussey in the backfield as a tailback. They hand it to him, and a nice cut upfield for a Texas A&M first down.
See, there's the creativity of offensive coordinator Colin Klein, who we had a great time talking to. He is one of the up-and-coming young superstars in the coaching ranks. And Terry Bussey is someone who, again, he just has those dynamic skills as far as being able to run routes, run the football from the backfield, between the tackles, out on the perimeter. He's got electric speed when he gets in the open. And they're going to put him to work.
He vacates the backfield here on first down, just close to midfield. Marcel Reed in the pocket, lots of time. Now he's going to scramble, looking for a block. He'll bounce it out and get tackled short of the first down. So couldn't quite get around the corner there, but a positive gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, if you're DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator for Auburn right now, you're sitting there and you're probably getting frustrated already because you know going into this game, one of the things he needed to do was to keep Marcel Reed in the pocket. Rush lane integrity. Don't create any gaps up front for him to escape through, because as you can see there, it's just too easy for him when he tucks it and runs.
In some ways, they got lucky that wasn't a bigger game.
That's right.
A lot of room in front of him. Daniels in the backfield once again. Play clock. Plenty of time left on it. They'll hand it to Daniels. Right side run, and that's enough for the first down inside the Auburn 40 to the 39.
They're just running that split zone, as they call it, with the tight end blocking back across the formation, get movement at the point of attack with some double teams, and then climb to the second level. Just good old-fashioned football. That's all it is. And then you just get your 215-pound back, Amari Daniels, with his pads low. And there you see DJ Durkin. He was the defensive coordinator at A&M last year. He's familiar with these guys on this football team, a lot of them. He's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Spoke very highly of Marcel Reed. Really likes that young man. Bussey, left side run. And it's obvious he's going to be a big part of the game plan, even on this first A&M drive. Just a couple of yards. Caleb Harris with the tackle.
And it's just a nice job, again, of staying true to who they are, wanting to establish the line of scrimmage, still make sure that the running backs get their touches. Terry Bussey gets acclimated to his new role in this football game. And as they get closer down here to the high red zone and in the red zone, make no mistake, Marcel Reed can throw the football, and he is dangerous in scoring territory.
Auburn rushing 4. Time for Reed. Going right side, and nobody's there. His receiver cut in. He threw it out. Incomplete. I think that was John Day Walker, the intended target.
If he was trying to get the ball also to tight end Theo Melanostrum, number 17, on a little corner route, but he got hung up. So he just threw it away. A smart play on his part. Don't take any unnecessary risk. If you're Auburn here, it'd be great if you could hold them to 3, make them attempt a field goal.
First third down of the game for Texas A&M on their opening drive. Here comes the pressure. Reed scrambling, gets tackled from behind. Nice pursuit there. Kieron Crawford with some closing speed. It's 4th down.
These guys have some absolute dogs as far as the guys who can rush the passer. And here you're going to see it coming off the edge. Kieron Crawford All 6'4", 245 pounds of them just coming around the corner and tracking Marcel Reed down. They have got some guys who've got tremendous speed, tremendous get-off. They're going to have to play some of their best tonight.
Well, Randy Bond, one of the better kickers in the country. This is a long one, though, 54 yards. Good snap and hold, kick on the way, and that kick is no good. That's the first one from 50-plus that he's missed all year. The Auburn defense holds, leading 7-0.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app. And in part by Mercedes-Benz.
Well, great scene outside Jordan-Hare, great scene inside with the Taco Bell Lip-Moss student section all season long. Student sections across the country competing to be the Taco Bell Lip-Moss student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Even with classes ending on Friday, wrapping up before Thanksgiving week, the students stick around. This is their last home game of the year. Under the lights, and Auburn off to a great start, leading 7-0 over 15th ranked Texas A&M. Getting the ball for the second time, Peyton Thorne and the Auburn offense back on the field. GWES Hunter was a star of that first drive, stacked up on a first down carry, just nowhere to go.
That time it was Rodis Johnson, number 56. These interior defensive linemen for Texas A&M, they're so good. Just straight up if they play you man-to-man, but when they start moving and stunting and twisting inside and some predetermined line stunt calls, they're almost impossible. They're almost impossible to block, and they have got to put their stamp on this football game and calm down this Auburn offense.
2nd and 9. They gave him a yard on that first down carry. Hunter picked up a blitzer, man open, and caught in stride. Touchdown, Coleman. 63 yards.
There you see Cam Coleman again going after the freshman Des Ricks, who's playing outside. And you can see he's expecting safety help of some kind. Maybe a coverage rotation bust in the back end. He was pointing at safety number 3, Marcus Ratcliffe, almost as if to say, where are you, man? I'm playing outside. You got to help me in the middle of the field. Cam Coleman has been on just an absolute tear the past 2 games. Last week, 8 for 100. Tonight already, he's just showing you why he was one of the best recruits in the country last year. And Hugh Freeze has said, this young man is special.
He's got 3 catches for 97 yards already tonight, including that one. 63 and an Auburn touchdown. You know, there were some people who thought Cam Coleman last year was the best high school football player in America. And he came here to Auburn and had mostly been having a quiet freshman season until the last couple weeks. 3 touchdowns last time out, and now a monster first quarter tonight for Cam Coleman, including the longest play of his career, 63-yard touchdown catch and run to put Auburn ahead 14-0 over number 15 Texas A&M. So the Aggies are back on their heels, reminiscent of their last conference game in Columbia, South Carolina. Terry Bussey back deep to receive the kickoff. And it's going to go in the end zone. How about our playbook brought to you by Modelo? Another look at that touchdown pass.
Yeah, this is a perfect quarters beater. That's what they're playing. Quarter, half. Cam Coleman's going to run the post. You're going to get a little spot route here. Really, the culprit is number 25, Dalton Brooks. Off of the play action fake, he doesn't get any depth. And you see him there, he stutters at about 10 yards. And he basically hangs his corner, Des Ricks, out to dry. You see Des pointing like, where's my help? But whenever you're playing this coverage on the quarter side and a safety and you have 2 receivers to your side, as the corner, you got to expect no help. So you got to get high on that guy and protect the deep route. Des Ricks didn't do that. Cam Coleman made him pay.
Little play fake, and then Marcel Reed on first down. His throw is low. Trying to get it to Noah Thomas for the first time, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Texas A&M. What a great start for Auburn. Reed looking to throw again. That one is incomplete, knocked away, and almost intercepted. Let's go down to Chris.
Dave, after the Aggies' last possession, Marcel Reed went to the sidelines, immediately went up to his offensive line to discuss a miscommunication. You can hear how loud it is in here. My decimal reader reads 105 decimals. That's the equivalent of having a power saw in your ears.
Doesn't sound that fun.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, but this place is bonkers right now.
And it's 3rd and 10 for the Aggies. Reed throws, and a nice catch for a Texas A&M first down. That's a big one. Walker with the catch.
And there you see it. Ja'Day Walker, he's going to be running the deep end routes. And Marcel just puts him on him perfectly again, working up against another fantastic freshman on this Auburn football team, Dre Crawford. I'm not even going to say who they compared him to in the NFL in terms of his physical skills, because you'll think I'm nuts. But I'll tell you this kid is fantastic in terms of his physical abilities. Auburn is littered with talent. They've got talent across the board on this football team.
I think that's why this game felt so dangerous for Texas A&M. Coming on the road with so much to play for, so much on the line. Aggies control their own destiny. Win out tonight and next week against the Longhorns, and you're in the SEC championship, 1 win away from a conference title and the playoff. But Mike Elko, I mean, he knew this was coming because of what you're talking about, the atmosphere under the lights and all the talent that Auburn has.
No question. I mean, this Auburn defense that's out here right now, it is tough to run on them. They've got corners on the outside that can play man-to-man and safeties that will sting you the way they hit.
Daniels, just not much room there. Right side run stacked up, maybe got a yard. So it's another 3rd and long for Texas A&M.
And there it was. It was Sylvester Smith, number 19 that time, who's just coming down in there late into the rotation and just putting a big hit on the ball carriers of Texas A&M. They've got them all across the board. They play a bunch of different players, a lot of interchangeable parts at linebacker and at safety. Tough to prepare for.
3rd down and 8, only rushing 3. Reed found a man anyway. And once again, Ja'Day Walker with the catch on 3rd down for a conversion.
It's a real nice job of Walker just settling in this zone, in this 3-deep zone that they're playing. Right in that hook curl area. The smart, intelligent route running, and then on the part of Marcel Reed, just staying patient in the pocket and just dealing the football nice and calmly.
Yeah, and I do like what you said, because he's gotten so much credit, deservedly so, for this part of his game. He is a dynamic runner, averaging more yards per carry than any other quarterback in the SEC. But he can sit that ball in there too.
Yeah, I mean, there's the example, right? He just pulls it, and then it's one-on-one in space against the safety, Jaron Thompson, who we talked to, who's just a fantastic young man, so intelligent, wants to become a coach when he's done playing. And he made a touchdown-saving open field tackle.
Missed that one, and Marcel Reed is gone. 2nd down and short for the Aggies. Reed swings it out to Daniels, the running back out of the backfield, and nice tough run after the catch. He only needed 2, and I think they spotted him short by about a half a yard. I thought he got it, but no.
And there he was, Kieron Crawford, number 24, that hybrid pass rusher linebacker, all 6'4", 245 pounds of him. I mean, DJ Durkin talked to us about this guy. He said this guy's a basketball player. He's still green to the game of football, but he's just so long and just so athletic. And those kind of guys, you can rush him, drop him into coverage. He's making one-on-one tackles out here in space against running backs. Just fun to watch.
Never played football until he was a junior in high school, ever.
There you go.
Daniels with a 1st down run. So the Aggies convert a third down on this drive alone.
Yeah, they need to get some points out of this drive, preferably 6 instead of 3, because right now, that avalanche of momentum, it isn't swinging right now and rolling Texas A&M's way, and they better stem the tide here a little bit.
First time I think we've seen E.J. Smith come in the game in the backfield for A&M on 1st and 10. Auburn's defense really crowding the line of scrimmage. Back to throw. Reed is going to get away and finds Walker again. Another completion to him and another Texas A&M first down.
I mean, just watch Marcel Reed here from the end zone. Just watch how he navigates the pocket. Step up, escape out to the right. I mean, he's got some absolute fantastic athletes. DeMarcus Riddick trying to chase him down. He's got Kieran Crawford coming from his backside. It's like he has eyes in the back of his head. He's so calm and cool. Remember, he's making his 6th start this year in his redshirt freshman year.
He first took over when Connor Wigman, who's such a highly regarded, talented young quarterback himself, got hurt. Reed played well, throws that one in, intercepted, picked off. Jaron Thompson, the guy you were just talking about, comes up with the pick.
Just keep an eye on this safety. Jaron Thompson just playing center field, just reading the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to hit his tight end, Shane Calhoun, on a little wide basic just coming across the middle of the field. Rather, it was Trey Watson, 84, not Calhoun. And he just misses him. He says he has talked about the fact that he has to be more accurate, more consistent on the intermediate throws. They want to attack the middle of the field. And the safety there, opportunistic. He absolutely just takes advantage of it. Jaron Thompson, it's just a big turnover, big-time turnover.
I mean, Texas A&M has driven the ball twice in this first quarter and has come away with nothing. Thorne kept it, and that probably was not a good decision. He's not 100%, and he just took a big hit right at the line of scrimmage by Torian York.
Yeah, that is not the kind of shot that if you're Hugh Freeze, you want to see your quarterback taken too early and too often in this football game. Torian York, the sophomore, the absolute leader on the defensive side for Texas A&M. I mean, he's a stud as well, as you see Hugh Freeze there. Look, Hugh's been dialing up some absolute shots in the passing game. Just keep your quarterback clean.
Final minute of this first quarter, Thorne is going to run it. And I don't know if that was a broken play or designed that way or what. He got a couple to set up third down.
Yeah, he faked the quick wide receiver screen out here to Keandre Lambert-Smith and then decided to just tuck it down and run.
Auburn got lined up very quickly, but remains to be seen whether they're going to actually run a play here or just let the first quarter come to an end. Looks like they're going to get organized for third down and 7 to start the second quarter. Hugh Freeze needs a big win desperately, and his team after 15 minutes has put them in a position to get that win, leading Texas A&M 14-0.
You talk with us about how to handle the early avalanche of momentum swings. What do you need from your team to respond from the early swing from the Tigers?
Yeah, we just need to settle down, start playing football the way we know how. We got to get a stop here. That'll start it. Get us some good field position. Get ourselves back in the game.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mike Elko. One way to start would be on the first play of the second quarter. It's third down and 7 for the Auburn Tigers, for the Aggies to get off the field on defense. We'll see. Peyton Thorne back to pass, and he'll dump it across the middle, wide open. That's Hunter, the running back, for a first down. Auburn.
The key to this football game so far, obviously Peyton Thorne has been dealing, but the Auburn offensive line, the way they've been able to pass protect and keep a clean pocket for Peyton Thorne is making all the difference.
That's a good point, because they brought some pressure. Now I think somebody moved. Auburn went quick tempo and got it out to Cam Coleman, who's been the star of the show so far.
Ball start, offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, Hugh Freeze, who in his early coaching days, it was fast tempo every play, every game. And that has changed as he's sort of evolved. He picks his spots, though, and after that third down conversion, he wanted to go fast.
Yeah, he sure did. Look, he said he plays a much more, or rather calls a much more complimentary game now because of the adverse effect it has on your defense. If you're playing that many plays and your defense is not getting any rest, I think he's striking a pretty good balance right now tonight.
I do too. Hunter's going to get the carry. Left side, cuts it back middle. And gets out to the 25-yard line. Jarquez Hunter on his senior night here at Jordan-Hare, having a great last season in an Auburn uniform. But second and long after the penalty and then that run. Thorne rolling right. Thorne's going to throw, and he's got his man. That's caught around midfield and still on his feet. Lambert Smith inside the 20, all the way down to the 15. Now there is a penalty flag back closer to midfield. What an effort.
Keandre Lambert Smith.
Sideline warning, Texas A&M, it's their first of the game. The resulting play is a first down.
I mean, he has just been an absolute home run for them in the transfer portal. The transfer from Penn State, averaging over 19 yards per reception. He's another one of those guys who can win the jump balls down the field. Not really known for electric open field running skills, but as you can see here tonight, this wide receiver core right now is on it. These guys are motivated. Great combination of youth and experience in a guy like Lambert Smith, who's been a leader for that position group, Dave. I mean, what can you say about this start?
So much of the frustration of this year for Auburn is how much talent they have in that position group, and they haven't always taken advantage of it. Coleman, touchdown! He's becoming a star late in the season, his second one already tonight.
Hugh Freeze has just got him on their heels. He's just going to run. He's going to fake like he's running a slant, and it's a double move. But watch the play action fake and what it does to the defense of Texas A&M. They've been running the ball so good that all of the second and third level defenders have their eyes on Jarquez Hunter because they're tired of him ripping them. So they just take a peek for just 1 second, and now Hugh Freeze knows that he's going to dial up the play action shots, the double moves. It's just been one banger after another. He's got them all on their heels right now. It is not fun if you're Texas A&M.
I mean, it was just a minute ago. It was third down, first play of the quarter, and in the blink of an eye, another touchdown. It's 21-0. You're watching the SEC on ESPN, and not many better scenes than Jordan-Hare with the lights on. How about Cam Coleman and the pass attack of Auburn just lighting up Texas A&M through the air. They've got 190 pass yards 2 minutes into the second quarter. Amazing. And Cam Coleman, man, is he talented.
Well, I'll tell you, right now it's going to be up to Marcel Reed, who you see on your screen, right? I mean, he is going to have to respond. They're going to have to get him into a rhythm to where he can produce some explosive on his own. They have to get the ball in the end zone now.
Yeah, has to happen
drive.
Now. Before they start their drive, let's get another check in studio with Matt.
Hi, Flem, I've got your Chick-fil-A move on the field. You know, we've seen Notre Dame do this to One Service Academy already, and Navy, and ruin their perfect season. Well, they're doing it again to Army. Jeremiah Love, up the gut, all Irish at Yankee Stadium, 21-7.
All right, thanks, Matt. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick, Chris Budden here in Auburn, Alabama. Final home game of the year for the Tigers, who've had a miserable year. 1-5 in conference play. They haven't beaten a ranked opponent in any of the last 2 years. A handoff left side, and I think a face mask in the middle of that play. Daniels got the carry for very little gain, but I do believe that's going to be a big penalty against Auburn. Maybe Crawford.
Kieron Crawford, who has played a fantastic game.
Foul, face mask, defense number 24. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run and include an automatic first down.
You're just going to see him on the end of the line of scrimmage. He's just fighting with Trey Zoon, trying to get off the block. Just kind of reaches that big hand out there and grabs Amari Daniels' face mask. But right now, though, if you're DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator for Auburn, you'll take that. You'll be like, hey, look, man, the way these cats are battling, we'll take that 15 lineup and play again.
Shotgun snap. Now Reed takes off. Got tripped up from behind. Looked like he might have a lot of running room there. He only got 2 yards.
And Dave, look who it is again. It's the same guy. Kieran Crawford has said, hey, America, guess what? I'm pretty good at football. And I'm going to be here. You're going to be hearing my name here called maybe in another year or two. When I decide to come out for the NFL draft, I mean, his potential's and his ceiling's just sky high.
Just so inexperienced in this sport, so many athletic gifts. And he's been flying around the field here in the first half. See the safety Thompson trying to get Auburn's defense organized. They hand the ball off to Daniels. Penalty flag thrown behind the play. This one might be going against the Aggies after a nice run. It is. That one hurts.
Holding. Offense number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
Armaje Reed Adams commits the penalty.
You're going to see him right here, the starting right guard. They finally get a nice run here on this zone blocking scheme where you just see Amari Daniels able to crease the defense and get his pads square to the line of scrimmage. This football team right now is reeling, that being Texas A&M. They've moved the football pretty well offensively. Sputtered down in the red zone with turnovers, missed field goals, but they've got to get something going there.
It's true. They've had 2 drives, 2 10-plus play drives, and no points. And now instead of 3rd and 2, it's 2nd and 19. Pressure picked up. Reed completes it left side, and then a swarming tackle of Noah Thomas, his first catch of the game. But it does make 3rd down a lot more manageable.
Noah Thomas, just a fantastic prospect in his own right. 6'6" and 200 pounds. Real good body control. He's a problem down in the red area too. They get down here inside the 20. Expect number 3's number to be called. First of all, they got to pick up this first down here as this crowd starts getting amped up again, and another key 3rd down.
Chris's decibel meter might be broken by the end of this night. Reed slings it out, and Thomas with the catch gets pummeled backwards, but his forward progress easily is going to be enough for a first down.
This is a nice route by Noah Thomas. Fakes like he's going to take it upfield on the seam route and then just breaks it back outside. Marcel Reed puts it on him.
Auburn maybe a little flat-footed, but nowhere to go with the ball. So Reed is going to scramble and run, and then goes down. It's not often a team is down 21-0 as good as Texas A&M has been on 3rd down. They're 4 of 5, and they've converted some long ones.
Yeah, it's those turnovers and just not being able to be efficient when they need it the most, when everything gets condensed down inside the 20, which was something they were very good with last week against New Mexico State.
Different level of opponent, that's
a little
for
bit,
sure.
A little bit.
A&M's going to substitute, and Auburn, of course, then you're allowed to substitute yourself. Play clock's winding down, and they're going to hold the Aggies, who are probably going to have to burn a timeout, I would imagine. They will. I mean, if you're the offense these days in college football and you substitute that late, you're cooked. So timeout. We'll be back to Auburn right after this.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, is brought to you by Discover. It pays to discover.
Part of senior night here at Auburn, and it couldn't be going any better for the Tigers. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick, Chris Button, happy to have you with us. What a scene. Lights are on at Jordan-Hare. Texas A&M, number 15 in the country, only 1 SEC loss, controlling their own destiny, so much to play for. But I think we feel like Auburn has a lot to play for too, just desperate for a signature win. 2 frustrating years for Hugh Freeze. Talent on this roster, not enough wins. They got a great chance to get that win tonight.
Yeah, it just reminds you a little bit of like a boiling pot, man, where they're like the top is coming off now. So much pressure has been building, and they're so talented. It's just now spilling over here in the first half of this football game. Fans have got to be pleased.
Yeah, and I know we got a long way to go in this one. Reed back to pass. Gonna scramble now and get tripped up. He goes down. Philip Bleedy got him by the ankles.
Give credit to this Auburn defense and its front four in terms of their defensive line, rushing with lane integrity. And there you see Philip Bleedy. What do you do when you get high in the pocket? Retrace your steps, come back downhill. clip the heels of the fantastic Marcel Reed, get him on the ground. This is great defensive line play.
Did it with one shoe on. 3rd and 9. This is a huge moment for A&M. Play fake, and Reed gets to the corner. He will get the Texas A&M first down. There's a long way to go in this game, but you feel like the Aggies, they need points on this drive.
Yeah, and there you see all the misdirection, the backfield action. If you're not sure on your assignments and sound on your assignments, Marcel Reed will make you pay on the edges. He's just so fast. He'll get the ball north and south. He'll have 10 on you in a heartbeat. And you're right, Dave. You cannot rest if you're Auburn's defense. You cannot start looking at the scoreboard and thinking you've got this in the bag. Because that young man is electric and explosive, and they've got some people on the outside that can score in a hurry.
A&M's 5 of 6 on 3rd down, and some long conversions, too. Another one that time from Reed and the Aggies. Going to swing it out left side and set up beautifully with blockers ahead and a open field tackle. I think that was Thompson who came flying in. Trey Watson was off and running. It is a gain of 11.
It's a good thing that Jaron Thompson did make this tackle, because this tight end screen is set perfectly for Trey Watson. He has 2 blockers in front of him. That would have been a house call. It would have been 6 if it weren't for the tackle.
Now in the backfield, Malik Blockton, one of the young, talented defenders, dropped Amari Daniels.
Yeah, you see Blockton in the middle of your screen. Just watch, just a quick arm over right there. He just slips the left guard, TJ Shanahan. Now you see me, now you don't. Again, another one of those fantastic freshmen. Look, Hugh Freeze told us that's really the lifeblood of how he wants to build his program. He wants to recruit. He's got a top 5 recruiting class coming in here again for next season to stack on top of the one that's playing out here tonight.
2nd and 12 for A&M. Reed swings it out to the left side. Walker with the catch, gets shoved out of bounds right around the 15. They'll actually spot him back at about the 16-yard line. So it's 3rd down coming up, and down 21-0 midway through the 2nd quarter. Even with a very good field goal kicker, it could well be 4-down territory. Bussey comes in motion. They'll fake it to him. Reed runs and cuts it upfield. Gets tackled, I think. I mean, real close, but I think he is a little bit short.
You see Marcel Reed is running this football over to the left side. They didn't expect her to do everything left guard Chase Basantes, number 71, to play in this football game, but they're running behind him. Got good push at the point of attack. That left side with Basantes and Trey Zoon, number 60, one of the captains here at Texas A&M. They're going to lean on these guys in this run game. Big time 4th down right here.
Reed under center. We'll see if he sneaks it ahead. He pitches it. Daniels left side. I don't know. Maybe. It looks like they gave him a pretty good spot. We'll see. Wow. Instead of the quarterback sneak, they pitched it out. And that is judged to be a 1st down.
Just a great individual effort by another freshman on this Auburn defense, number 16, DeMarcus Riddick. You're going to see him on the edge of the line of scrimmage. He just gets into the blocker. He's able to stack and set him and put a hit on Amari Daniels. Just youth everywhere on this field here tonight. Bunch of freshmen and sophomores. Both of these programs in good shape.
That was a great play. Hugh Freeze, he calls a timeout, I think. I think he wants the officials upstairs to take a look at this. He's unhappy with that spot. It was real close.
It sure was. Again, yeah, I said the right last name, DeMarcus Riddick. No relation to me. Although his athletic ability, I could see a relationship. I mean, it's kind of similar. But he just makes a great play on the edge.
Before the timeout was called, the previous players under video review to see if the runner made the line again.
Well,
he may have gotten that ball across. Man, There's some big-time hitting going on out here tonight, Dave.
Big time. We'll be back right after this. All right, back here at Auburn, replay booth. Didn't take long to confirm the spot on the field. It was close, but it is a good spot and a Texas A&M first down.
It sure is. It's a great individual effort on the part of Amari Daniels, fighting to get that fresh set of downs. Now here they are on the +10. They've been one of the best teams in college football in terms of red zone scoring efficiency. Auburn great in red zone defensive efficiency. Here we go.
Jet sweep action and well pursued by Auburn. So the speed on the edge by Williams, but he gets knocked down. And I'd say Williams, that's Barber.
Here now, you got to keep your eye on Noah Thomas, 6'6", 200 pounds. Great catch radius. They can get him in one-on-one situations with him or Ja'Day Walker, number 9. Marcel Reed has shown the ability to throw the football with accuracy, give his wide receivers a chance down here.
Under 5 minutes to go, second quarter, and A&M's got to get in the end zone. Handoff, Daniels, nice cut, and fighting ahead with a big hit on the side of the play and gets stopped a couple yards short. It'll be 3rd and goal.
It's a great cut by Amari Daniels. Dorian Mausi, number 12. Puts the hit on him. In comes Caleb Harris. I mean, these guys, there's some pads cracking out here tonight. This is a big, big down. You would assume this is 2-down territory. Mike Elko wants to get 6 here.
The 15th play of the drive, and a direct snap it straight ahead. Touchdown! The official from the side called it a touchdown. Then the ball came out, and Auburn and their fans thought that Thompson had come away with the ball. It was Bussey.
Ruling on the field as the runner broke the goal line, playing with possession of the ball. Touchdown.
So on the field, the ruling was indeed Terry Bussey, touchdown, Texas A&M.
You see them trying to be creative again with the way they use Bussey, and you're going to see him just fighting and fighting. Here comes the ball, breaks the plane right there.
Ooh.
It's close. It's not exactly right down the line as far as our viewpoint here.
If he didn't break the plane, I don't think he was down when the ball came out. So I do think he actually did break the plane, but it's really close. We have Matt Austin, our rules expert, with us tonight. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, David, Lewis is exactly right.
That's
without a shot
right
exactly
there,
down the line, the call on the field is probably going to stand. I agree with him. I do think he reached it across, and this may be a better shot.
Yeah, let's see. Pylon cam. Kind of zoom in.
You can see the ball come out right here. He's going to reach it across the goal line. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he got there. Wow.
That's a heck of an effort by Terry Bussey. Again, being put in some different roles. Colin Klein, offensive coordinator, being creative.
So A&M now, they see what we just saw up on the big board here at Jordan Hare. And in fact, we do confirm that it was a touchdown. Much needed from the Aggies. Auburn fans are cranky about it, but I think the call was the correct one. Bond with the extra point, and it is up and good. Well, Texas A&M, whether it was a must or close to it, they needed that big time.
That was a must. I mean, that right there obviously gives them a little bit more confidence and maybe settles them down and going, hey, look, now this is a 14-point game. We got to get some stops. We've proven that we can move the football. The run game is starting to get going. Now we got a ball game.
It was a 15-play, almost 9-minute drive for the Aggies before they kick it back to Auburn. A quick word from Verbo.
Defenses so far have been stingy, and that really showed in the...
Done?
Look, if you want a house without a host, you should have booked a Verbo. Like I was saying, both teams have really good defenses, and it really showed in the second half.
Well, Texas A&M, this is a huge sequence in not just their game, this game, but their season, their championship hopes, because they do get the ball to start the second half. If they could somehow come up with a stop here, they could feel a whole lot better about things going to the second half. We'll see.
How about a stop and then a score, and then come back out, with the ball in the second half? I mean, you're right. This is a huge sequence of events right here.
Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. How about our drive recap covered by Geico? Auburn's drives have been impressive so far.
Yeah, it's just a combination of the run and the pass just working seamlessly together. GWES Hunter just ramming that football between the tackles, and then the play action passing game over the top. Peyton Thorne hasn't been touched tonight as far as his pass protection. And what else can you say about Cam Coleman? You thought some of his catches last week were trending. He's going to be trending on social media again tonight. This kid is a shooting star, and Hugh Freeze knows I've got some ballers down here in Auburn, man. Just got to make sure I can get some consistent play out of the quarterback, and you'll see a lot more of that TD at the end of the drives.
I mean, you throw out week one, this is by far the best half of offense for Auburn this year. Cam Coleman, 4 catches, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns around the right side, and a first down run with a slip at the end of it. Otherwise, Hunter might have had even more. Let's go down to the sidelines again to Chris.
Dave, this Aggies secondary has received an earful. Mike Elko went up to him after the Auburn last touchdown. Their DB's coach, Ishmael Aristai, went up to him and said, we have practiced these exact same things this morning. This is not us. What are we doing?
Sort of harsh but true words so far. Hunter, another carry, and he'll get hit around the 35, but falls forward enough for an Auburn first down.
What's even more surprising, though, really, is, look, this Auburn offensive line, it's something that Hugh Freeze was worried about a little bit, especially against an elite defensive front that Texas A&M has. Could they establish the running game? They had confidence in that, but the passing game, could they provide Peyton Thorne with enough time to hit some of these deep shots down the field? With the way they've been running the football, the play action passing game has just been killing Texas A&M, and they're not helping it with some of the mistakes they're making in the back end.
You think the Aggies have 6, 7 guys, a fake flea flicker that gets blown up. So one of the first times that Texas A&M's really gotten in that backfield, it was the linebacker Scooby Williams with Torian York there as well.
I mean, GWES Hunter just felt as though he probably saw Scooby coming and thought, if I turn and pitch this ball back, it may be a turnover. It's a good thing that Scooby Williams was blitzing, because he had Malcolm Simmons coming wide open down the middle of the field. It may have been another big explosive play.
Wow. That's the first tackle for loss in the half for Texas A&M, and they've specialized in that this year. Not tonight. Second and long for Auburn. Thorne back to pass. Now going to step up, and he cannot get away. Goes down. Gets sacked for the first time tonight. Jamar Stewart, Howell was there, and I think the Aggies are using one of those timeouts. They are.
Timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock to 2:14, 2:14. Thank you.
I mean, you're just going to get nice, defined rush lanes here by Texas A&M. Solid coverage on the back end. They run a little bit of an ET on the right side of your screen, meaning the tackle penetrates and the end loops around. But it's the coverage in the back end that allows them to make this sack. As you see, Peyton Thorne, he can't go anywhere with the football. And then the rush just converges on him. That's good team defense. That's exactly what Mike Elko wants out of his unit, and he hasn't been able to get on a consistent basis yet tonight.
And to your point, here we go. 2:14. You have the 2-minute timeout still, and 1 timeout remaining for the Aggies. It's 3rd and long. You get a stop here. You might get some decent field position and have a chance to really turn the end of what has been a disastrous first half into something more positive.
Yeah, this is a huge 3rd down. Get off the field, be clean on special teams, see if you can punch another one in the end zone.
They haven't stopped Auburn on 3rd down yet tonight. Showing some pressure, and they're going to bring pressure. Thorne gets his pass batted up in the air. It's incomplete. A&M runs over and grabs it, but that was an incomplete forward pass. I think Bryce Anderson from the secondary was the blitzer.
Just going to run a little overload pressure to the quarterback's right. Bryce Anderson comes clean and makes the big play. Bryce Anderson, maybe the best athlete on this team overall. He can do it all. He is a special teams dynamo. Great in the deep part of the field. He's fast, he's physical. Excellent prospect.
First punt of the night, and it's a shank. I mean, a total shank by Oscar Chapman, who's a really good punter. And the whole feel of the game has changed.
There goes that avalanche of momentum, maybe swinging back the other way. Has Texas A&M withstood the early onslaught? Can they now?
Wow, I mean, that just doesn't happen to Oscar Chapman. Helping out the officials. Yeah, put it over here. Even keep going. Chapman can't believe that's a 17-yard punt.
I mean, he has been one of the stalwarts for this football team this year. Someone who they've been able to count on. Now, if you're the Auburn defense, you've got to kind of put this fire out that's kind of starting to burn a little bit higher for Texas A&M.
Totally true. Aggies kept the ball to start the second half. They have 2 minutes and 3 seconds. They have a timeout. They have the 2-minute timeout, and they started midfield. Reed steps up. Reed gets away. Reed takes a big hit, got sandwiched into Auburn territory after a gain of 8. There is our 2-minute timeout. Aggies trying to get right back in this game.
Matt Thayer in our college football studio with our AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship update. And because of all the chaos, Iowa State still in contention to play for the Big 12 championship, but they're now up 17-13 over Utah at the half.
Yeah, that Big 12, I mean, it has been a roller coaster ride. SEC, there's been more clarity here late in the season. Texas A&M controls their own destiny, but down 21-0 and reeling. Now a real opportunity to get back in this game on 2nd and short. Daniels with the carry, straight ahead, first down. They're in Auburn territory. Plenty of time with the timeout in their back pocket, on the move.
Now the running game starting to go. Amari Daniels continues to just pound this ball in this zone running scheme. Marcel Reed.
And I think A&M moved early. So they got set up to go quick and committed a penalty.
I think they're going to get Ja'Day Walker out here by receiver for not being set. Number 9.
Asking, I think, whether Mike Elko wants to use his timeout. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down. The foul occurred with the clock running under 2 minutes. It is eligible for a 10-second subtraction. The game clock should have been at 1:45 when the play ended. Please reset the game clock to 1:35. It will start on the ready for play.
So he won't use the timeout. They'll take the 10-second run off. 1:35 to go in the half. That one hurts. Now they wind the clock. A&M gets it snapped quickly. Plenty of time for Reed. Throws into coverage. Incomplete. Threw it into double coverage. That was dangerous.
Trying to hit Noah Thomas on the 7 route, but he was bracketed high and low. Kayan Lee was underneath, safety over the top. It's lucky Kayan didn't get around and get that ball tracked down and maybe come up with an interception.
2nd and 15. Pressure. Picked up. Throw off of Walker. Incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 15.
Then running a little high-low combination here, trying to get the ball to Ja'Day Walker. And he has him open, sitting right in that little zone void. And that's Marcel Reed again, just with an errant throw. Tried to force it into double coverage. The play before to Noah Thomas, misses Ja'Day Walker. Now you're here in 3rd down and long.
If you get something positive but less than 15, you do have a field goal kicker with a lot of range. So we'll see. Into the backfield, Reed will go down, gets sacked. Riddick got him. It was Crawford who pursued him. And it's 4th down and very long for the Aggies.
Timeout. Auburn, 30 30 seconds in length.
I mean, this young man right here is just making play after play. Kieran Crawford. And then here it is right in the middle of your screen. It's going to be my namesake, DeMarcus Riddick, making another play. A guy who DJ Durkin said he has been making plays since he stepped on the campus. First it was on special teams. Then he put him out on the perimeter, let him rush a little bit, use his athleticism. Now he says I can put him in the box and stack him off the ball because he's become, just he's using his football instincts. The game is slowed down. He's reading things better. And there you see it. Certain guys, they're just natural-born football players. Riddick is one of them. And this Kieran Crawford, he is bursting onto the scene here tonight.
Wow, what a first half for Kieran Crawford. He has just abused the A&M offensive line multiple times. You got Malcolm Simmons back at the 10, but the Aggies thinking points, now having to punt it away. And that one's going to go right over the head of Simmons and bounce inside the 5, and it'll be downed. What a beautiful job by the A&M special teams to pin Auburn very deep. Another check-in studio with Matt.
All right, Dave, coming up, Mercedes-Benz halftime report. What a day in college football. You had Ohio State taking care of business. You had Ole Miss getting upset. And you've got Kansas winning 3 ranked games, making college football history today. We'll try to sort out the Big 12 as best we can. Dan Moe and Joey Galloway join me coming up on the Mercedes-Benz halftime report.
It's been a crazy day, man.
Arizona State, I mean, ASU just out of nowhere.
How about that program? Just absolutely continuing to work on it and build that foundation. Give credit to the coaching staff and the administrators out there.
I have a feeling our friend Matt Berry's going to emphasize that point at halftime.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I don't want to hear it, but I love Matt Berry. He should be proud.
Auburn has called their second charge timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in length.
All right, a short timeout, Auburn. And Auburn's got to be careful here. Up 21-7, a minute 8 to go. But after that excellent execution by the special teams of Texas A&M, the Tigers just have to avoid a mistake, get into the locker room. Dave Fleming, Louis Riddick, it's been really impressive. And you've talked a lot about the young talent on Auburn.
Yeah.
Where have they been all year? That's a hard question to answer, but they're here tonight.
Yeah. This team has really it's battled a couple different things, namely kind of really hurting themselves, especially when you're talking about, turning the football over, not protecting it, and then just not getting even performances at some of the most critical positions, namely quarterback. Look, Peyton Thorne, he has endured a lot of criticism this year. He started off the season so good and then had a bad football game against Cal, came back and has played some pretty good football. Hugh Freeze still supporting him. And he said, look, if we can protect him, he can throw this football. And you saw that last week. You're seeing it here tonight. And they have really amassed a lot of good young talent here. And like I said, they're going to bring in some more young talent on this football team. They're going to be heard from in the SEC here very soon.
Smart play there just to sneak it ahead, get a little breathing room.
Texas A&M has called their third and final timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 4 seconds.
It's final timeout, so Auburn's got to do that at least a couple more times before they can get this one to halftime. By the way, we get a chance to remind you can kick off your Sunday tomorrow NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Adam Schefter going all access with the Harbaugh brothers, who've been a huge part of the story in the NFL this year. In our Week 12 Monday Night Football matchup, it's John Harbaugh and the Ravens, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. It's a pretty good game, isn't it?
It sure is. I mean, how cool is that for their father, Jack Harbaugh, to have, you have 2 of your sons playing one another, biggest stage in football, Monday Night Football. Jim Harbaugh's a treat, man. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, I've never seen a head coach gush over his quarterback as much as Jim Harbaugh does.
He loves Justin Herbert.
Yes, he does.
Runner straight ahead run, and that should just about do it. Auburn's got to snap it again and run another play. But the Tigers deserve some credit here after starting inside their own 1 just to make sure nothing weird happened. They have played a heck of a first half here at home. Their final home game of the season, the last home game for so many Auburn players. 20 plus went through the senior night ceremonies on their left side. And that'll be good enough for a first down. So they'll stop the clock just briefly, and then I would imagine Auburn's going to be content to let that be the final play from scrimmage in the first half.
If you're the Auburn coaching staff, you couldn't have asked for much better. If you're the Auburn fan base, you hear them here. They're cheering, standing up on their feet as they run off the field. And if you're Texas A&M, look, it's still in your control. You still determine your own destiny. You better come out of this tunnel in the second half absolutely screaming and trying to put the pedal to the floor, because this is going to be a game all the way to the end.
Yeah, we sure hope so. The Aggies sure hope so. Hugh Freeze's team played maybe their best half of the whole season here. Chris is down with Mike Elko on the field.
Coach, how would you evaluate what you've seen out of Marcel Reed in the offense in that first half?
Yeah, we just got to finish drives. We got across midfield the first couple drives. We weren't able to finish them. We got to be able to get touchdowns. We put a really nice one together to score, and then we needed to get something on that last drive before the half. But we got to go in. We got to regroup. We got to come out. We got to play one heck of a second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Indeed they do. Thanks, Chris Button. So it's halftime. Auburn's been good when they've played from ahead. 21-7. The Tigers looking for the upset win. It's time for the halftime report with Matt, Joey, and Dan. Lots to talk about, including this one here in Auburn, Alabama. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. No game under the lights in this conference late in the year can be taken for granted. And Texas A&M finding that out in the first half. Man, Auburn played well. They lead 21-7. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick back here with you. And I think we knew Auburn was capable of this. They have a lot of talented players. That's the best half they played all year.
There's no question about it. Like I said, it's kind of like a boiling pot of water. It's just not like all this pressure built up, and these guys are now just spilling over as far as showing you what they really truly are capable of. And you really have to attribute it to the quarterback play. I mean, Peyton Thornton, when he is protected, he is showing you that they have got some grade A weapons on the perimeter, that all he has to do is get the ball to them accurately and they'll do the rest. And then defensively, I mean, man, the youth is just showing up. The transfers are showing up. The playmakers in the back end, like Jaron Thompson, they're showing up as far as turning the ball over. It's been a complete effort for them. But Mike Elko, you can best believe he had a great message for his team at halftime, which is remember what we're playing for. You know what I mean?
Huge stakes for Texas A&M with the long-awaited renewal of their rivalry with the Longhorns coming up a week from tonight. And he told Chris as we went to the locker room before halftime how important this first drive for the Aggies is going to be. So Texas A&M does get the ball to start the second half, and they can return it. A&M is outside the 20, and sort of a wrestle tackle of Terry Bussey. Speaking of Chris Button, let's go down to Chris.
Well, Hugh Freeze saw what Lewis did out of the quarterback play. He thought that Peyton Thorne has been outstanding, hitting all of his checkdowns, to be able to connect for 3 touchdowns on those possessions in the first half. He'd like a few more possessions. He said defensively, we can get off the field on 3rd down. We're going to need to score on the possessions that we get, he said, because, quote, this thing's going to get interesting.
It feels that way.
No question.
And look, I think, you know, you saw that graphic there. 2 years under Hugh Freeze, they haven't beaten a ranked team. Not one with a lot of chances to do it. 0-7. But they got to prove it that not only can they play a good half, but can they play a good 60-minute full game. We'll see if they can.
And again, just remember the things that were emphasized at the beginning of this football game. Shut down the run game. Make sure Amari doesn't get going. You know, make sure that Terry Bussey doesn't get going out of the backfield, and make Marcel Reed beat you throwing the football.
Reed in the pocket, going to throw. Scrambling to get away. Marcel Reed, so elusive. Wow.
Man.
That's a first down, Aggies. That could have been a big negative play instead of first down.
I mean, that's just so good. Eyes down the field, 2 hands on the ball. He's just getting through his progressions. And there you see Philip Bleed. He thought he had him. Maybe he was reaching to try and yank him down with one arm. And he's just getting more and more comfortable, this young man. And you just see him growing before our eyes.
It's only his 6th career start, the freshman Nashville, Tennessee. Play clock under 5 now. They'll hand it off. Daniels bounces it left after all that maneuvering, trying to change it at the line of scrimmage. They gain a yard, maybe 2.
I mean, it's just one of these things that, you know, maybe as you're at home watching this game, you're not really paying attention to. You just see how Auburn just built a wall up front where Amari Daniels is having to pick and slide and cut along behind the line of scrimmage because he can't find a crease because they're just building the wall, holding the point of attack, just playing good, fundamentally sound defense. That's how you get it to 2nd and long.
Tight end in motion for the Aggies. Reed throws middle and a nice delivery there. The quick tackle after the catch by Barber and stopped, I think, a yard short of a first down.
Marcel Reed knew exactly where he needed to go with that football. They ran a little cross dog stunt on the inside, a little zone blitz where they crossed the linebackers, running into A and B gaps. Barber just spots up over the middle of the field where the void is, and Marcel just calmly and collected just delivers the football. Nice accurate throw.
And we got our first big play of this second half. Texas A&M playing from behind. Handoff on 3rd and short. Daniels leaned forward to get it. Amari Daniels, he's not the biggest back, although they list him at 215, and that was a power run.
We're about to call the name of a guy we haven't called his name much so far in this football game. Sophomore Keldrick Falk, number 15. The fantastic defensive end, 6'6", 288 pounds. All these other playmakers on Auburn have been making plays tonight. Falk's been kind of quiet. He'll make his mark on this football game probably here soon. He's just too good to hold him down for long.
Sack leader for Auburn, just a really talented young guy. Play fake on first down. Reed looking downfield is going to dump it short, and then a missed tackle in the open field. So a nice move by E.J. Smith to get positive yardage there.
E.J. Smith just channeling his dad, Emmett Smith. That strong lower body, breaking tackles in space and then picking up yardage after first contact.
Number 22 just looks right, doesn't it?
It sure does. It just oozes greatness. His father, one of the very, very, very best. E.J. out here giving Texas A&M some quality snaps.
Yeah, that was a good play. Bussey in the backfield. They're going to throw, and to Bussey in stride out of the backfield for another A&M first down. Inside the 35, down to the 32, gain of 15.
You're going to see just a little halfback Texas route. You see him there, just drive on the outside dropper there. Kieron Crawford makes a nice catch, gets the ball north and south. Nice effective drive.
First down throw. That's Walker who'll try to turn it upfield. Walker, powerful runner after the catch, took a hit and gets a Texas A&M first down. 13 more yards for the Aggies.
And here you just see Marcel Reed's decision making and the accuracy and the confidence just all growing together. One just feeding off of the other as they move this ball down the field. Here they are again in the red zone.
Here we go again. This is what Mike Elko's talked about finishing drives. A&M did not do that very well in the first half. On 1st and 10, Daniels straight ahead. There was a big hole. It did close up, but not before Daniels got 4, close to 5.
Yeah, the right side of that Texas A&M offensive line just went to work, getting good push at the point of attack. And they've come out here meaning business right now. They're trying to get this to a 1-score game. Auburn's got to bow up here. They know what what they're playing for. They know their destiny is in their hands. Season's on the line here, man. You got to start getting some touchdowns.
21-7 Auburn, but A&M starting this second half on the move toward the end zone. And catch! Touchdown! What a catch by Noah Thomas! With defenders draped all over him.
Dave, this is a laser. Just look at this. Look at the release by Noah Thomas going up against the best cover corner, Kayan Lee, number 4, the sophomore, who they love here at Auburn. But the 6'6" Noah Thomas, you just see that catch radius. You see him just going high for the football. Marcel Reed, we talked about it. He threw the ball great last week in the red zone. There it is again. That's how you respond. Now we've got a real ball game.
Before the extra point, a flag thrown. Indeed we do. Another long drive by Texas A&M. That's 10 plays. They've done that a lot.
Disconcerting signals. Defense number 1 for clapping. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Will still be the try.
So A&M, I mean, when you get that, you at least maybe have a little bit more of a decision. Looks like the kicker's staying on the field.
If you've got this now to a one-score game, your offense is rolling. Just take the points, put them on the board, and get your defense out on the field. But fantastic drive by Marcel Reed. I mean, he's just on it right now. Absolutely on it.
Good snap and hold. Extra point is up and good. That's what the Aggies needed to start the second half.
And you could not have asked for any more. I mean, just look at this throw. Perfect trajectory. He knows exactly who he's throwing it to. The 6'6" touchdown maker. That's money right there. Money.
All right, it's time now for our Aflac trivia question. We're not going to give you a whole lot of time, so get those thinking caps on. Excluding Texas and Oklahoma, first year in the SEC. Who are the 4 teams never to have made an SEC championship game?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Okay.
A&M. I'm going to say Missouri.
Okay. I mean, A&M is sort of the headliner in a lot of ways, as they've been in the league for a while now. This is their first real chance at a championship. Good kick coverage there by the Aggies. They're down 7. Auburn gets the ball. Let's ask and answer that Aflac trivia question. So, what is our answer? Four teams who've never made an SEC championship game. A&M, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss.
All right, you know what? All right.
Hugh Freeze had some good teams when he was there.
Yeah, Ole Miss. How about their season, man? Today just unraveled in the swamp.
Florida's played a lot better. That win at Florida for the Aggies looks better and better.
DJ Lagway, man, shooting star.
It's an important drive for Auburn, leading over the top and incomplete. No penalty flag thrown. There was some contact. Looking for Lambert Smith. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it sure was. There's a lot of contact here, and you're going to see him going up against Javon Thomas. You see the tugging on the back, right there on the side of the jersey. A little hand fighting down the field. I mean, I've seen pass interference called for less. And that's one of those things where, depending upon which fan base you are, you either like the call or hate it.
The reason I say it's an important drive for Auburn, their defense has been on the field a lot. 25-minute time of possession for Texas A&M. Under 11 minutes for Auburn, even though they have the lead. Thorne throws, and a nice catch by Coleman on the far sideline. Went up to get that one, got shoved out of bounds about a yard short.
That's just a nice throw by Peyton Thorne. He had to layer that ball over B.J. Mays, the nickel defender.
And quick tempo on 3rd and short. Hunter gets a carry, and he does not get there. He got stopped and really didn't get close. First big play by the A&M defensive line in this game. It's 4th down.
You see Albert Regis, big number 17, and then Torian York coming off the edge to shut that play down. It all starts with Albert Regis in the middle. You see him just holding the point of attack. Shamar Stewart holding the point of attack, and then here comes Torian York.
Wow, what a big play that is. The Aggies have found a way to get back in this game and then some. They force a 3 and out. Chapman, who had a shank punt in the first half, booms this one much deeper. No fair catch signal, and kind of dangerous there. But handled by Bussey. He goes down. Aggies down 7. Get the ball back here at Auburn.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, is brought to you by Red One, the action-packed holiday adventure starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans, now playing only in theaters.
Well, it was the final game. The all-time greatest Auburn player, Bo Jackson, final game of his career, Cotton Bowl against Texas A&M. Bo was spectacular as usual. Aggies did get the win in that Cotton Bowl. Heisman Trophy winner Bo Jackson. You think the Heisman Trophy winner this year, Lewis, is going to come from one of these three?
There's no question. I mean, what Travis Hunter is doing, no one really ever in the history of college football has done it at that level in terms of the kind of things they put on him. Ashton Jeanty, the statistics that speak for themselves. And Cam Ward, I got to see him twice this year. As good as it gets.
Play fake, Reed throws, and Thomas! Catch! There he goes! Texas A&M is a point after away from tying this game. 73 yards from Reed to Thomas. It was once 21-0. It's 21-20 with a point after try coming.
We break down this play, you're going to see just the critical error on the free safety, Jaron Thompson, number one, the angle he takes to intersect. And then the corner, Jay Crawford, just not making sure he could secure the tackle. But man, what an absolute pinpoint laser again from Marcel Reed.
That's Thomas's second touchdown catch in as many scrimmage plays for the Aggies. Point is up and good. And this game is tied at 21.
He's just going to come off the line and run a slant. But watch the free safety, Jaron Thompson. Watch the angle that he takes on this slant. It's too flat initially. He doesn't go to the intersection point. And after that, there's no one behind there to chase him down. And if you're Jay Crawford, if you're going to try and slip that route underneath and get the PBU, you better make sure you get it, because if you don't and your free safety isn't there, as you see, he goes for the interception and his safety doesn't have his back, it's going to be 6. That's a play that should be stopped for a 5 to 8 yard gain. It should be a blow-up shot right there on the wide receiver by the free safety. But if you're off just a tick, this offense will make you pay. And Noah Thomas, man, he's the beneficiary of another dot thrown by Marcel Reed, who is just starting to heat up.
So young, so inexperienced, so talented. And Thomas, he's got a playmaker on the outside. It feels like a go-to guy for him. Great resilience tonight. Long way to go, but Texas A&M was punched early, and they've come back to tie this game. Short kickoff and the return outside the 25 by Cobb. So Auburn gets the ball back. Our college football playoff rankings brought to you by Goodyear. And who the heck knows what they're going to look like in a couple days, because it has been a chaotic day across the country. Ohio State was very impressive against Indiana.
They sure were. And there you see it. Look, just look in the far right column. Trails 24-3 Alabama. Lost 24-17 Ole Miss. Right now, Boise State trailing. I mean, it's just been a carnage type of day. And here we've got a great one, now tied up.
Alabama down 24-3 in Norman. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Peyton Thorne, and Auburn needs something to get back the feeling they had in the opening minutes of this game. A nice completion across the middle for 17 yards.
Yeah, Peyton Thorne can throw the football with the best of them when he's protected. You see here, the pocket still very secure. Pass protection has been something that's been very strong for them.
First catch for Lewis. There's Hunter. GWES Hunter, the power of the burst into Texas A&M territory. Auburn's going quick.
And you talk about angles to intersect. If Bryce Anderson doesn't have all that speed and athletic ability, he's out the gate. And here he goes again.
Hunter, and just lowers the boom inside the 25. The power of GWES Hunter.
You can hear it up here. You can absolutely hear it. I mean, Marcus Ratliff, he's a hammer in his own right. He's got run over.
Give it to him again. Down to the 20.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, just back and forth. Body blow after body blow. Big play after big play.
big guys up front. That looked like Jeremiah Wright having to come off the field. He was banged up, offensive lineman for Auburn on that play. Hunter also came out of the game, maybe just sort of exhausted after those powerful long runs. So Percy Lewis comes in for Wright. 2nd down and 8. Handoff left side. What a job from behind. The tackle by Cassius Howell of Texas A&M.
You just see him screaming right here off the edge. He's unblocked, just chasing down that outside zone from behind. And he says, look, I'm going to get you before you can get to the second level. Big play.
Interesting. Auburn going quick tempo on 3rd and long. Thorne, penalty flag thrown, tried a back shoulder throw, out of bounds, incomplete. But I think A&M, they were a little disorganized there, and I think they were offsides.
Offside. Defense number 18 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
You can tell Peyton Thorne doing a nice job of maybe just changing up when that ball is snapped. You see he claps. The guys are trying to time up the snap as when they think it's going to go. They get a little bit anxious. Peyton just holds it a tick and then they jump off sides. That's good by the quarterback.
So now 3rd and 5. Big play here. Field goals have been anything but automatic for Auburn this year.
Got one-on-one at the top of the screen.
Moves. So that's going to take those 5 yards and put them right back.
Start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And that's Lewis, who just came in the game. They've had to shuffle along the front with Wright out. And now Wright's going to come in and Lewis will come out.
Just got to hold in there. You see Auburn using a double clap type of cadence, trying to get a look at what Texas A&M is stemming to defensively, see if they'll show their hand. Offensive lineman just got to hold in there. Maintain your composure.
Still no Hunter on the field for Auburn. That's Damari Alston in the backfield alongside Peyton Thorne. On 3rd and 10, shotgun snap, throw over the top, and incomplete. Coleman tried to adjust to the ball, but it was too wide. And even Cam Coleman, with all of his incredible athletic gifts, couldn't catch that one.
He tried to go for another one of those shots against the freshman Des Ricks. Tried to get that back shoulder just like he had a week ago when he made that just highlight reel one-handed catch, OBJ-like, looking like Odell Beckham Jr. out there. But that's great coverage on the part of Des Ricks. That's about the best you can cover that back shoulder throw.
So here we go. This is the numbers. The field goal kicking this year. Ugly. Ian Bashar has taken over this job, and he hooked it low and left and no good. So after all that, Auburn with an excellent drive, they come up empty. 5:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Game still tied.
There's never been a playoff like this. The new 12-team college football playoff begins with the first round December 20th and 21st.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. What a game here at Auburn. It was 21-0 Auburn. This place jumping. The Aggies have responded. A missed field goal. Auburn gets nothing out of a long drive. And now Texas A&M gets the ball back, looking to take their first lead of the game. Handoff, right side run, and a good run on 1st down by Amari Daniels. You do wonder, Lewis, there's a big discrepancy in plays from scrimmage, in time of possession. You do wonder if, as well as this Auburn defense has played at times, maybe they get a little worn down.
No question. I think right now it's kind of, the game is kind of coming right to Texas A&M the way that they would want it right now, leaning on this big offensive line, getting Amari Daniels going, rotating Terry Bussey in there, E.J. Smith getting a couple carries, then the play-action passing game. Exactly how they want to play it.
2nd down and 5. Marcel Reed in the pocket. They pick up a little bit of pressure, but he's got nowhere to go with the ball. Reed goes down. Started to take off, but he gets sacked. Lost 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, he has Terry Bussey. Just watch him right here coming across the screen, but he's not able to pick him up. He's got his eyes down the field. If he can just get his eyes down, he's got Bussey in a catch and run situation where he can pick up some positive yardage. But give Auburn defense credit. They played that deep to short. He couldn't find anything down the field. Now a key third down.
A&M's been really good on third down tonight. 3rd and 8 here. Reed steps up. Reed's going to throw on the run. Incomplete. He threw it low across his body. And the Auburn defense gets a much-needed stop. The Aggies are going to have to punt.
There again, Marcel Reed just not able to get the ball out of his hands fast enough. He may have had a wide receiver open. He probably could have hit Bussey a little bit earlier if he could have got himself oriented so he can get rid of that football. Give Auburn credit for getting off the field here, seeing if their offense can get something going.
So the punt team out there for A&M. Tyler White, kind of a low snap, and he got pressured, but he gets it off. And a high, somewhat shorter punt, taken in stride, and that's Malcolm Simmons, who's got so much quickness. Nice return out to the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Auburn offense after their defense gets the stop. Tuesday, special time of 8 Eastern on ESPN and the app. And we've got the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys breaking them down top to bottom, coach reactions and more. And if you have an idea of what it's going to look like, you're better than I am.
Me too. Me too. This is kind of what people wanted, though. They want everyone to have a shot. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday, and you're getting it.
It sure feels that way right now. Best starting field position for Auburn all game. Going deep, and a jump catch! Lambert Smith! Another big play for the Auburn pass game.
I mean, come on. Des Ricks is going, come on. I mean, can you stop testing me down the field? Wow.
Quick to the line. Hunter back in the game. Straight ahead. Hunter stopped only a yard short, and he wanted it so bad. It'll be 1st and goal Auburn. They're going to keep up the quick tempo. Trying to go back ahead. Give it to Hunter. Hunter stopped short. Good penetration by the front for A&M.
Torian York again coming around the edge. Scooby Williams stacking it up on the inside. Man, this quick tempo, you hit them down the field with a big play and get right back up to the line. Defense is still trying to figure out what happened to play before. I mean, you could see, you could hear Hugh Freeze's methodology up here in the booth. You know what he's thinking.
Now extra big guys, and look at this formation for Auburn on 2nd and goal. They're setting up for the Auburn push. Now penalty flag thrown, and that it wasn't quite Jalen Hurts there, was it?
No.
And there is a penalty flag. This could be big. Got 2nd and goal at about the 1. If this is against Auburn.
Offside.
No.
Defense number 15 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's big.
And you see Rylan Kennedy, you see his hat. 10 man on the line of scrimmage. Just got to look down the line. Keep your head behind your hand. Put your hand right behind the football as you look inside at the line of scrimmage. Now here we are. 2nd down.
A little more conventional this time from Auburn. Thorne. Hunter. Touchdown! Hunter can't even celebrate because one of his linemen and one of the Aggies defenders got into it at the end of the play, but the Tigers are back ahead.
And a little bit of a zone read there. Just slows down the end guys on the line of scrimmage just at millisecond. So where Jarquez Hunter can then just kind of work inside. And find the crease and score. I mean, here we are back and forth. I mean, this big play after big play.
And you give the Auburn defense credit too. You had the missed field goal. The place sort of goes quiet, and the defense got the 3 and out, got the ball back with good field position. And Auburn right down the field. Extra point is up and good. And the big play in the drive, second big catch for DeAndre Lambert-Smith tonight.
And you see why he's averaging almost 20 yards per reception. He's probably over 20 yards now. Just look at him come back and go up over the top, reach back over Des Rick's pads on the double move. The starter go. He plays it the perfect way. You got to try and play the eyes in the hands. The ball's underthrown. And you see Des Ricks. He's just like, there's nothing more I can do. And then here you see it. Just a nice read on the part of Peyton Thorne. Good ball handling. He has played his heart out here tonight. This is what they come to expect from a guy like Peyton Thorne. This is what they expected in terms of his performance coming into this season, where, as he told us, he had the best offseason he's had in his career. He thought he was in great shape. He thought he knew the offense. Things weren't going good for him early on. They're going good for him tonight.
A huge touchdown. Quick strike from Auburn. 55 yards in 1:36 seconds. The big plays for Auburn in the pass game. 2 from Coleman, 2 from Lambert-Smith tonight. Those have been really, in a lot of ways, the story of this game. Peyton Thorne and company looking at the tablets, admiring their work on that last drive to put Auburn back ahead. Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Let's go down to Chris.
We talked with Peyton Thorne this week about the pressure he's put on himself to be on the field for the last couple games of his career. And his dad reminded him, if you hadn't been sat earlier in the season, this would be the best statistical year of his career. His dad, Jeff, a longtime head coach. He was at North Central and then an OC at Western Michigan. In 2019 was the Division III National Coach of the Year. They had a great moment earlier today during Senior Day as he gets to have one last game here at home. Dad decided not to get another coaching job 2 years ago for moments like this so that he could see his son in person the last couple years of his career.
And we have the answer to the question of what do you do with that Senior Day football? Dad holds it all game. Play fake, Marcel Reed. Going to scramble and get away. Reed to the sideline and ducks out of bounds for a positive gain on first down. And there's an Auburn defender down on the field behind the play, hurting. One of those defensive linemen, I think that's Philip Bleedy, who's made some big plays.
Sure has. Got a good push on the pocket, was reaching for Marcel, got his arms extended. You just wonder if it's a shoulder or something. You don't want to speculate, but the way he landed awkwardly.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're looking at, that left shoulder, left arm. Senior started his career at Indiana. Indiana's been one of the stories of this wild college football season. Probably didn't think coming to Auburn he'd be leaving the team that'd be contending for a playoff berth as he moved into the SEC. Hopefully Phillip's okay.
Yeah, his former team ran into a buzzsaw today up there at Ohio State.
Yes, they did. By the way, while we have a second here, next Saturday on the SEC Network and on the app, it's rivalry weekend, noon Eastern. Kentucky hosting Louisville. Arkansas against number 23 Missouri. And then it's 7:30 Eastern. An all-cast presentation of Texas A&M, 4 different camera angles, and real-time player and team stats. The build-up for that game just has been tremendous. Obviously, the league, Oklahoma, Auburn down towards the bottom. Arkansas, big expectations. LSU's been disappointing. Aggies have been great. Alabama's in big trouble. Tonight, South Carolina's in a better position, I think, in terms of the playoff than maybe anybody has thought over the last few weeks.
How about that? But you could see that was a football team that also just needed to put it all together. You saw it in their performance against Texas A&M a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's just been an absolute war in this division this year, just like you come to expect.
So 2nd and 3 for the Aggies. Handoff and a big hit, man. Daniels just got popped right near the first down. I don't think he got there. Caleb Harris, I believe, was the guy who got the hit on. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, he kind of got sandwiched. And these safeties, these young guys, you see them again, just tons of energy. They can go all day long. And Caleb Harris, he will put the pads on you now.
A&M prides themselves on their ability to run the ball. They need a yard. Handoff. Daniels is going to get that yard and then some. Well, from his teammates, got pushed forward outside the 40-yard line. I think Crownover, the right tackle, carried him for a few extra yards.
Sure did. Good blocking on the edge. Tight end Theo Melanostrom. Good block at the point of attack. Crownover, as you said, and then Amari Daniels just shouldering the load with this Texas A&M running game.
He's been really good. Aggies down 7 again. They were once down 21 in this game, and now incomplete. Wow, he had Noah Thomas. Reed did. Just a little too strong with that throw. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, it's just a clean pocket miss on the part of Marcel Reed. Noah Thomas ran a nice route. Sold it like he was going across the field on maybe an over route, broke it back outside. He was wide open. You put it on him, that's another explosive play.
He's been impressive. Very talented youngster, but on the road in front of a huge, loud crowd, having to play from behind again. Left side run on 2nd and long. That was a good 2nd down play. Outside the 45, a gain of 5. Terry Bussey. You can see why they've made him a big part of the game plan, why they want to get him the ball.
No doubt. Colin Klein, again, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, doing a nice job of just using what he has available. And we talked about it. They've lost some big-time running backs. They've had to move people around. They've had some changes at quarterback. They've settled in there. Changes at wide receiver. They've settled in there. And here, 3rd down.
Huge play. 3rd and 5. Smith in the backfield with Reed. Takes the snap. Reed. Pass knocked down. Knocked down, incomplete. And guess who? Mr. Riddick got his hands on that ball.
There he is again. These freshmen, man, they are just something else. You're going to see him standing right here in the middle of your screen, and then he's just going to drop out. Just going to keep his eyes on the quarterback and just spy him and just try and time up his jump perfectly. Had he come down with that, it would have been off to the races, maybe a pick-6 situation. I don't even know if Marcel Reed even saw him.
That was interesting, too, because 3rd and 5, close to midfield, getting close to the 4th quarter. I thought maybe A&M would consider it a 4-down situation. Instead, they throw, incomplete, and they punt the ball back to Auburn. Fair catch right around the 11 by Simmons. And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Auburn, desperate need of a big program-changing win, and they're 15 minutes away. And Jordan Hare leading number 15, Texas A&M, as we go to the 4th quarter.
Talks about getting 3rd down stops. You got one just there. What will be important for your group in this final 15?
We said top 15 opponent, Jordan Harris Saturday night, get it to the 4th quarter. What we need now is to get up 2 scores. And we got the ball here. We've been able to move it. See if we can't go get us some points here.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
What a scene here at Auburn. They turn the lights out for Chris and for Hugh Freeze. Auburn starts without great field position, deep in their own territory, handed off to their star running back, Jarquez Hunter. Short gain on 1st down. A&M has not come from behind yet this year when trailing entering the 4th quarter. They need to do that to control their own destiny for a chance at an SEC championship.
Well, that star-studded defensive line, this is when they've got to show up. They've got to start winning the line of scrimmage, putting them in 2nd and longs like they are now. And now it's up to the secondary in the back end. Make a play.
Peyton Thorne sprinting right. And Thorne will deliver. Tipped up and intercepted. Intercepted by Texas A&M. And another Auburn turnover. B.J. Mays comes up with the ball after the deflection.
This is just a nice job by Scooby Williams. Just watch him just float out, keep his eyes on the quarterback, just reading his eyes. And then when you get a tip pass, you just got to break on the throw. Somebody's got to come up with the play. And there it is. You see Peyton Thorne, just a little sprint right action. And then B.J. Mays, he's the beneficiary. We just said it, literally said it before the play started. The defensive line has to step up. The secondary has to come up with the play. That's just great team defense. Not a good decision on the part of Peyton Thorne. And now they're set up.
First turnover of this night, but I say another turnover for Auburn. 8th interception of the year, 20th turnover lost by Auburn this season. A&M has the ball already in the red zone. And they fake the jet sweep. Reed is going to scramble. Reed can't get away. Good tackle in the open field there to save what could have been a big game by Jalen McLeod, or maybe even a touchdown.
It sure was. Marcel was about to get out of the gate and maybe get that ball in the end zone. We've talked about it numerous times, the speed that Auburn has on the edges with their perimeter players like McLeod, like Riddick, Crawford. They've made play after play here tonight.
Let's see if the Auburn defense can pick up their quarterback after a mistake. Daniels gets the carry and going nowhere. Wow, he got popped in the hole and lost yardage on second down.
That time it was 22, Isaiah Rakes. You're going to see him with a quick swim right there on Cam Dewberry, the guard, and he gets in the backfield and able to track that ball carrier down. That's how you do it, big man.
The transfer from Texas A&M.
There you go. There you go. I mean, that's a big-time play now here. A key third down in the red zone. Where, again, Marcel has proven that, look, his dual-threat capabilities are a problem down here.
Thomas in motion. He's got 2 touchdowns. Pressure comes. They throw the slant, and it's incomplete. Barber had it, dropped it, and I don't know if he was concentrating on turning it upfield or what, but it's incomplete and 4th down.
Well, you're going to see Eugene Asante. He just comes in and really speeds up the process there for Marcel Reed. He's not able to put a nice, easy, catchable ball out there to Barber. He's still got to make that catch.
So that was an excellent job by the Auburn defense. After the interception deep in Auburn territory, they force the field goal try. 32 yards for Randy Bond, who's been outstanding. Hold, and that kick is up, and it is booming on through. So the Aggies get the turnover and turn it into 3. We've got a 4-point game. Key play was the interception by the Texas A&M defense.
No question about it, but if you're Hugh Freeze right now, you're going over to DJ Durkin, your defensive coordinator, and you're going, thank you. Sudden change, that's what you've got to hold them to. Great response for Auburn.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. In a lot of ways, this is what the SEC is all about. A 1-5 team in conference play. Auburn playing their tails off tonight and making it very tough on a team with huge stakes. Texas A&M, a field goal by the Aggies makes it a 4-point Auburn lead. The kickoff into the end zone, touchback. Auburn's offense back out on the field. Why are the stakes so big for Texas A&M? With a win, 33% chance, basically beat Texas, and we know you're in the SEC championship game. With a loss, the odds are a little better than they were at the start of the night, but still, if they lose, their chances of playing for an SEC title almost disappear. Game day is going to be in College Station next week. Prime time Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend. The rivalry, which hasn't been in existence for the last decade plus, and imagine what that place is going to be like, no matter what happens here at the end of this game, but especially if the Aggies win. First play from scrimmage, and well pursued by Texas A&M. Simmons, who's got so much speed and quickness, slipped.
A lot on the line. And he slipped because B.J. Mays really did a nice job of setting the edge as the nickel, as the man on the line of scrimmage, wouldn't let him get on the perimeter, trying to put his foot in the ground and get the ball up inside. Good team defense by A&M.
Good point. And that's huge for the Aggies. It's a loss of 3. So 2nd and 13. No Hunter. Thorne in the pocket. Pressure. Thorne will get away momentarily, going backwards and heaves it out of bounds. He did well to avoid the sack, but now it's 3rd and very long.
Yep. That's a heck of an individual effort on the part of Peyton Thorne to avoid that sack. Dalton Brooks coming off the edge on the blitz. Had his hands on him. And able to get that ball past the line of scrimmage, avoid the intentional grounding.
Well, they were perfect at the beginning part of the game. 0-3 on 3rd down since their perfect start. 3rd and 13. Thorne. Here comes the pressure. Thorne goes down. Dalton Brooks got there, and a little hesitation by Thorne. The Aggies defense not only a stop, they send the Tigers backwards.
Just an overload blitz. Just look at all the bodies over here, and you're going to see him come inside. Gets a free run on quarterback Peyton Thorne. They got 4 coming to the side. Dalton Brooks just have to make sure to wrap it up and get him on the ground. Defensive coordinator Jay Bateman really deciding at this point, hey, look, this quarterback's been too comfortable.
Oh, my goodness. Another horrible punt from Chapman, who did get pressured, but that's the 2nd one of the game. This was more of like a duck hook as opposed to a shank. And what is going on with their excellent punter? Great field position for the Aggies when we come back.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app. And in part by Mercedes-Benz.
Well, Texas did their part today. Kentucky was game early, but the Longhorns end up with a comfortable win. So that sets the stage on their part. Meanwhile, Oscar Chapman, and I think in a way, Auburn kind of got away with one here. The punt looked absolutely horrible. It did end up going 31 yards, so it wasn't a 10-yard punt.
I just don't understand what he was trying to do there. You just got to boom that ball out of there and see if you can flip the field. You're giving Texas A&M the ball on the plus side of the 50. That's just not good. That shouldn't happen.
Not good. 2nd bad punt of the game. Reed will throw it to his tight end, who leaps over an Auburn defender. Wow, what an effort by Trey Watson. That play looked doomed, and instead they get 4 yards.
And they've been trying to get the tight ends more involved in this offense. It started a week ago. And here you're going to see him just hurdle Sylvester Smith as he comes up and tries to go low on him. I mean, Trey Watson is 6'5", 250 pounds. He's a big boy now, a good athlete.
2nd and 5, A&M. On the Auburn side of the field, down 4. Hand off and just stuffed. Amari Daniels, no gain. Eugene Asante led the way for the Auburn D. It's 3rd down.
That's a nice read by Asante. Jalen McLeod coming down inside, making that ball bounce outside on that counter play. Now a big 3rd down. And if you're DJ Durkin, what do you want to do here? You want to try and get after the quarterback, speed up his pace again, maybe force him into an errant throw. Looks like they got man-to-man coverage on the outside, safety in the middle of the field.
Reed looking right. Now back middle is going to throw over the top, and he dropped it in there, and the ball was dropped. Mellon Ormstrom, the tight end, had it and dropped it. That would have been a huge gain and a 1st down, and DJ Durkin is going, yeah, we got him to drop the ball.
Made it look like they were going to play some man coverage, dropped out, only rush 3, covering with 8. And you see Marcel Reed can't throw in any better of a ball. Layers it over the 2nd level of the defense. Melvin Ostrom had a career game a week ago against New Mexico State. Just wasn't able to come up with the catch there. Big 4th down here. Now what's the strategy? Do you come after him this time?
Let's see. They're showing pressure. They bring pressure. Reed throws and incomplete, penalty flag thrown. And I think there was a hold there on the tight end Watson.
I think really just Kayan Lee.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 84 lined up in an ineligible position. The penalty is declined. Result of play is a first down.
How about that?
Timeout.
Lined up in an ineligible position, so he was illegally downfield. And it's a turnover on downs. When everybody thought it was a first down A&M, instead Auburn gets the ball back.
See here, you see this man circled in the head man on the line of scrimmage, Ja'Day Walker. He has to be back off the ball because with him being on the line of scrimmage, he makes the tight end, number 84, Trey Watson, ineligible. Just got to be careful as far as how you line up to make sure that the eligible receivers are in an eligible position.
So back-to-back drives. A&M started at the Auburn 15 and then started at the Auburn 45 and gets a total of 3 points out of it. Meanwhile, their defense is starting to make big plays. Scooby Williams for a huge loss on first down as Thorne goes backwards and loses 4.
It's a nice job by Scooby Williams out on the perimeter. Every single possession matters now. Every play matters. Field position is going to be a big part of this game.
A&M also, A&M fans at least, have to be thinking about 2 drops on those last 2 possessions, both on third down plays. Thorne scrambling right. Thorne is going to run and go out of bounds and runs into some water coolers over there. Falls down. Gets back up, is looking for a flag. It's not going to be thrown. It was close.
You see Nick Skirton coming off of his blind side. He feels the pressure, escapes out to his right.
Ooh, that could have been a penalty.
Absolutely, Albert Regis gets the hit on him out of bounds.
A&M got a break there. Now.
Rule against the runner was at about the 40-yard line, third down.
Okay. So it's third down and more than 10.
Looks like you're going to get another overload pressure, this time to the offense's left. You see the safety again creeping down to the line of scrimmage.
They'll hand it off on third and long, and the Aggies were ready. So Auburn has gotten some huge stops from their defense, but now it's their offense that's gone cold with 8.5 minutes to go. The punt team's coming back out, and the beleaguered Oscar Chapman needs to get off a good one here.
You can see Mike Elko and his coordinator Jay Bateman bringing out some exotic looks, some real exotic fronts, overload pressures, just really trying to make Peyton Thorne uncomfortable in the second half, and it's working.
It is working. An 18-yard punt, a 31-yard punt, and this one's not particularly good. Short and taken with a fair catch at the 20. Not a disaster, but only 36 yards and some breathing room for the Aggies. Coming up on SportsCenter when we are done here at Auburn. Army Notre Dame, not much of a game. Tough for Army, as great a season as they've had. Indiana, Ole Miss, Colorado all going down. Alabama looks like it's going down. Crazy day with huge playoff implications. And the ending in Tempe with Arizona State having kind of a magical year. Totally wild. You got to see that one. Meanwhile here, what kind of ending are we going to get? The Aggies offense, great opportunities last 2 times they've had it, and they didn't take advantage. They're down 4. Now they have a long field ahead. Starting at their own 20. Reed fakes it, and now he's going to run. Marcel Reed puts on the moves, and Reed got tripped up. Otherwise, we might have had a foot race toward the goal line, gain of 15.
There you see that zone read. He's just reading that end man on the line of scrimmage. If he crashes down the line of scrimmage, I'm just going to pull it and get out there on the edge and do what I do best. Or rather, do what I do very well.
He does a lot of things well.
He sure does. That's why I don't want to limit the young man.
First and 10 Aggies, play fake. Here comes the pressure. Reed is going to throw it away. Now, I don't know. He got it past the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he got outside the tackle box. Maybe there was a receiver somewhere in the neighborhood. They're going to throw the flag. That's going to be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding, offense number 10. The penalty for Washington down at the spot of the foul. Second down.
He's still inside the tackle box and then just launches it.
Yeah, the head coach for Auburn was sure lobbying. Reed didn't think so. But that was a mistake for Marcel Reed.
It sure is. And now you're sitting here in second and super long. This crowd is getting amped up. The pass rush. DJ Durkin is going to start dialing up some things, seeing if he can speed up your process, force you into a mistake.
Hand off on second and 23. And that's getting a chunk of that yardage back by Amari Daniels. He got 10 back. It'll be third down.
It's a big stop here, a big down and distance here for this Auburn defense. You got them in third and long like this, third and 14. You just got to make sure you give them nothing cheap behind you. Make sure you secure the tackle. And if you're A&M, you got to get a catch and run situation.
Reed in the pocket on third and long. Throws, and it's caught! First down and more into Auburn territory. Barber down the sideline. Jabri Barber, who dropped one in the red zone a couple possessions ago with a huge play, 36 yards.
And just watch Jabri Barber working from the left to the right. You're going to see him sneak right in behind Austin Keys, the linebacker. If you're Austin Keys and you're just playing spot drop zone coverage and you don't look up anybody coming into your area, that's what happens. He runs right by you. The quarterback looks you off, and they get the catch and run that I was talking about.
Now they throw a little wide receiver screen to Bussey, and he gets just to the third and long conversions for A&M in this game.
That was big. And you can see what DJ Durkin was thinking. I'm going to drop 8. I'm going to try and play this top down, keep everything in front. But again, if you're a second level zone defender and you don't look up the patterns as they come into your area, that's what happens. They run right by you.
That clock winding down. Under 6 minutes to go. 4-point game. Reed across the middle to his tight end Watson again. And that's going to be real close. I think he got enough. He did. That's a first down, Texas A&M.
A&M really working this zone coverage that Auburn is using right now. They've gone some drop 8. They've played some traditional cover 3. They look like they've been trying to play a little bit of, maybe a little bit of cover 4. And it's just not working. Marcel Reed is cutting it apart. They're finding the open receivers. The receivers finding the soft spots.
One of the biggest 5 minutes for Texas A&M football in a long time. Marcel Reed. And the Aggies offense on the move. There goes Reed inside the 20, 15. Bounces it left side and gets dragged down. The open field tackle by Kayan Lee, but he got 11.
Here they play a little bit more man coverage. Underneath, defenders turn their back. Marcel Reed goes, you can't see me, I'm running. I'm just going to take off. Before you know it, I've already got 10, 15 yards before you turn around and realize I've broken the line of scrimmage. Just a nice job of A&M just taking what Auburn's given them.
Good point, because he made that decision quickly.
He sure did. He recognized man coverage, took off.
He's going to keep it again. Reed slipped and kept his balance, sort of stumbled forward and got a little positive yardage on first down.
That's such a good job by Jaron Thompson, the safety, coming from depth and turning Marcel Reed back inside right there. He figures, I'm not going to sit and wait for you to put a move on me and make me look silly. I'm just going to turn you back inside as big Isaiah rakes on the ground.
Yeah, Reed got up sort of limping, so this may help A&M with a stoppage in play to let Marcel Reed kind of get himself put together. With 4:11 to go. I mean, look, it's Mike Elko's first season at A&M, and it's been a really good year for Mike and the Aggies. Super positive year after the disappointments of the last few seasons. Dave Fleming, Louis Riddick with you. So no matter what, it's a positive season for the Aggies. But this is 4 minutes to have a chance to make it a special season.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I would say, look, they have no other option but to win this football game. I don't think anyone would look back on this season and consider it a success if they didn't win this football game, because it's right there. It's right there for them to take. Every team wants to put themselves in position to where, right, that they control their own destiny. And here it is, right? I mean, you found your quarterback of the future. You've got a good defensive line. You've got some playmakers on the perimeter. You got to take advantage of this thing.
Isn't that amazing? They haven't won a conference championship.
Sure
this
is.
proud program with all the great players they've had since 1998.
And you take a visit down there to College Station. Fantastic, second to none facilities, gigantic stadium, super home field advantage. They got a lot of stuff going for them, man. A lot of good stuff.
4:11 to go on the road. They were down 21-0 in this game. They can get a first down, barely. It's not quite end goal to go. Handoff, Daniels straight ahead, picking his way forward. Touchdown! Just bowled his way into the end zone. Amari Daniels. And Texas A&M has its first lead of the game. He knocked Jared Thompson backwards. They can't believe it. It's happening again here in Auburn. With a 2-point lead, they're going to kick the extra point, of course, to make it a 3-point lead with 4:01 to go. Randy Bond lining it up. This is a big point after try. In college football, even with a good kicker, we don't take any of these for granted. Extra point up and good. Wow. 31-28 A&M.
I'm just going to get this. Double team, block back, pull, and watch the blocking at the point of attack on this counter. You see the double team at the point of attack. They get movement, and then they just get hat on a hat. A nice block by Theo Mello Ostrom coming across the formation, the tight end. You're going to see him just come across, and boom, he gets the hit right there on Mausi. And then downhill goes Amari Daniels. That's this power football, old school power football gap scheme, whatever you want to call it. Just getting the hat on a hat, getting good angles. You got to get some push at the point of attack. And there comes the bowling ball, all 215 pounds of Amari Daniels.
I'm glad you singled out the tight end too, because he had a huge drop.
Yeah, he sure did.
A play that was kind of looming over this whole game.
Yeah.
And to make that block to help put A&M ahead for the first time all night. They were down 21-0. It's now 31-28 Aggies. Another big kickoff and a touchback. Our drive recap covered by Geico. What a drive it was. 80 yards into the end zone for A&M.
I mean, it just really is amazing how this offense has continued to just find ways to move the football down the field and really just take what the defense has given them there. The catch by Barber, and then the scramble by Marcel Reed when the defense is playing man-to-man and they turn their back, and then just running the counter with the double team at the point of attack. Mello Ostrom getting a good block. That's his textbook right there. Colin Klein, that's the way to call it.
And that conversion to Barber, that play we showed you, the first of those highlights, Hunter slips on the perimeter. That was 3rd and 14, remember?
Yeah.
That play that A&M converted to keep the drive going. Meanwhile, for Auburn's offense, Lewis, they've outscored Auburn. A&M has 31-7 since early in the second quarter. Auburn scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives. They have 1 score total since then. And off again, and just nowhere to go, just straight ahead into the line. And Auburn fans are cranky. The time is now the friend of the Aggies, under 4 minutes to go, and 3rd and long.
Yeah, look, as Hugh Freeze told us, we have to make some plays on the outside.
And Auburn tried to go so fast, and they are the ones that moved early.
False start, offense. Number 8 was never set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
There also was another flag sort of back in the secondary. I wonder if they missed that one. A&M had too many players on the field, I thought.
They sure did. Everyone hadn't gotten off the field.
And we have Matt Austin. Matt Austin is with us, and the false start negates, essentially supersedes that too many men on the field penalty. So now it's 3rd and 16.
They've got to get a chunk play on the outside. They have got to get Cam Coleman back involved. He's in one-on-one down here at the bottom of the screen.
Over the top throw, incomplete. Nobody there. And it's 4th down with 3 minutes to go. The Aggies defense, another stop. The tight end Fairweather was the only guy sort of in the picture. And now it's going to be up to the Auburn offense, because Auburn's got to punt the ball back to the Aggies. -9 yards in the fourth. The fourth quarter has been a disaster for Auburn this year.
It sure has. And you can see the game plan for Texas A&M as far as their blitz package is starting to heat up. Peyton Thorne, maybe it's caused Hugh Freeze to kind of dial back the shot plays on the outside, wondering if he can protect them. But they've got to get their wide receiver core involved in this football game somehow. If they get this ball back, you've got to get the ball back to Cam Coleman. You got to give Keandre Lambert-Smith a chance on the outside.
And they may not get another chance.
That's what I'm saying. If they get the ball back.
Yeah. We're not quite to the point where 1 first down means A&M can just win this game, but we're close. And Marcel Reed, you've talked about him all week long, how impressed you are since he threw that pick early in the game, which you're on the road. Massive pressure on this A&M team with what's looming next week. Look at the response after the interception.
I mean, he's just got uncommon poise and maturity for someone who's so young and still so green as far as his career. Masterful performance considering the circumstances and the conditions.
Auburn's defense needs a play, and now the ball's on the turf. Well, that helps. Timeout quickly by Hugh Freeze. Now, that's huge.
I mean, that's just on Marcel. He just takes his eyes off the ball. He just knows he has to carry out the play action fake, and he just drops the ball.
I mean, that is exactly what Auburn needed. Right as we were just singing the praises of the young quarterback. An unforced error.
You know it's getting cold. That ball starts to get slick. Your hands are getting cold. You've been out here 3.5 hours, however long this game's been going on, and just one little slip up in terms of your concentration, and it can be catastrophic, man. You see Mike Elko just pacing the sideline, just thinking, just lock in, guys, locked in. We got 2:52 on the clock.
Because now, you know, you have that negative play, and you might sort of need to go into conservative mode now. Just make sure Auburn uses its timeouts, because you're on your own side of the field with 2nd and 17. We'll see.
Yeah. And if you're DJ Durkin, look, you're trying to get after this football. You're trying to set your offense up in plus territory without giving up a big play, trying to get this ball out.
Reed keeps it. Reed, left side run. And another Auburn timeout after a gain of maybe 4 yards on 2nd and long.
Auburn has called their 2nd charge timeout at the half. It's 30 seconds in length.
So now they've got 1 timeout remaining, plus the 2-minute timeout Auburn does. So here's what it looks like at the top of the SEC. Alabama's headed for a loss. I don't think And they're down 24-3 with just a couple minutes left.
What a strange season it's been for them. They just have not been able to stay consistent all season long.
I would say the big beneficiary of the day is Georgia. I mean, but A&M has put themselves in a position here down 21-0. We were saying control your own destiny, control your own destiny. All of a sudden it felt like they didn't, but they do now again.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? They played like a team when they got down that realized, hey, look, we're letting some things slip away here. And they're not out of the woods yet.
No.
And if you're Auburn's defensive coaching staff, you've seen what happened when they play this drop 8 soft zone coverage. They have just been picked apart when that has happened. Marcel Reed has been able to find the zone holes. It'll be interesting to see what they try to do here. Do they come after him? They got to keep some eyes on him, though, because you see when he breaks the pocket, he can pick up first downs with his legs. You got to be able to put some pressure on him, though.
3rd and 13 for the Aggies. Handoff, Daniels bounces it left. Daniels gets tackled. He was trying to get around that corner. He cut it back upfield, and maybe a game-saving tackle for Auburn at the 45. Final timeout for Hugh Freeze.
It's called the 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Young Caleb Harris, he's made a lot of plays in this game. He might have saved Auburn's chances.
Yeah, he sure did. Turned it back inside, got enough of a hit on Amari Daniels right around his waist, got him on the ground. You're going to see him come out of the middle of the field, number 18 right there, just tracking the ball carrier inside out. We've seen Amari Daniels rip off some long runs. 71 yards, 56 yards. He can go the distance.
I bet you his eyes were pretty big there as he turned that corner thinking he had a chance for another big one. So Peyton Thorne will try to get loose again on the sideline. Auburn's going to get at least one more chance. Tyler White, the punter, would love to pin the Tigers deep. It's young Malcolm Simmons back to receive, standing at the Auburn 10.
Another one of those fantastic freshmen. He has game-breaking speed.
White gets the punt off. Simmons will make the fair catch at the 15. Well, a field goal would tie, so they don't need to go 85 yards. If they can, they could win this game in their home finale in 2024. Peyton Thorne and the Auburn offense, after the incredibly hot start, have been shut down.
Yeah, they sure have. But he's got to go back on the outside. They've got to protect it up. You know that the pressure's coming. You know that they are not, Mike Elko's not going to let him just sit back here and throw the football. But you've got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. Cam Coleman, you have to call his name in this drive for them to win the game.
Auburn has negative yardage in the 4th quarter tonight. Thorne throws. There's Coleman with the catch. Now, not for much, just a couple yards on first down. But it's something positive to get the drive started. No timeouts. Auburn does have to have some urgency here. 2nd down. Thorne looking right. Now throws middle, and it's caught by the tight end. That's Fairweather. 1st down, Auburn.
So you got to have some cover 2 beaters, cover 4 beaters dialed up right now. You know they're going to play 2 safeties high, trying to protect things over the top. You got to have some things to beat it.
They got the play snapped before the 2-minute timeout. Coleman with another catch, and he'll get driven out of bounds. Aggies trying to rip that ball free, but a gain of 6, and the clock stops with the 2-minute timeout. Auburn down 3. They've got the ball. 1:54 to go. Don't go anywhere. Well, in case it comes down to a kick, Ian Vachon warming up on the sidelines for Auburn. Just last week took over as the primary field goal kicker. He was kicking for Birmingham Southern. They canceled their football program. He was just a regular old student. And the special teams guys here found him. He made 2 kicks last week. And who knows, this game may come down to him. Auburn trails by 3, 1:54 to go. 2nd and 4, still on their side of the field. A&M jumps, Auburn jumps. Flags thrown. I think this is going against the offense.
Ball start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Now the clock was not moving, so with no timeouts, no runoff for Auburn, but it's still a big 5 yards.
And you see again, the guard Jeremiah Wright, he knows that the overload pressures are coming. You see all the bodies that were lined up over top of him. Mike Elko continuing to try and put the heat on Peyton Thorne.
2nd and 9. Thorne under pressure, rolling, throws on the move into traffic, and it is incomplete. Out of bounds. Intended for Lambert Smith.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
3rd and 9.
Look, DeAndre Lambert-Smith was really trying to keep those feet in bounds. You're seeing him. He's trying to toe tap along the side. I'm not so sure he wasn't in back. Hard to see where his feet are right there, but
that was a lot closer than it looked.
He was walking that tightrope.
Incomplete pass on the previous play is under video review.
I was going to say, looking at it up here, he was close.
So it's a huge play, so they got to look, and they will.
Trying to get a better look at it here as you see him working back to the ball. That left foot's in bounds. Oh, wow.
Wow. Did he have the ball while those toes were still down?
That's the question.
Or did the feet leave the ground before he had it?
They definitely have to really take a close look at this one.
Whoa, what an effort.
This one, it's hard to see. Feet are still on the ground. Feet are still on the ground. Ball's not ball. Now he has it. It's hard to tell if his feet had come off the ground.
Ooh. I mean, the call on the field was incomplete, out of bounds.
I don't know if you can overturn that. Maybe you can see it here.
Maybe our best chance to look.
Feet down. Does he have the ball right there?
Matt Austin is with us. Matt, you think we have enough potentially to overturn that call?
If the receiver stuck the catch and controlled it as soon as it got into his hand, I think there's evidence that his foot was still on the ground. He only needs 1 foot, remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it has to be clear and obvious to overturn.
Look. Yeah. Just a nice job of being aware of where he's at.
I think
he might have that right foot like still be on the ground right there.
I think Matt's right. Let's see if the officials agree.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands. Incomplete pass. 3rd down.
That's close.
Wow. I mean, that's a huge call. And I'm not going to, I know Auburn fans will be upset, but that's tough.
It sure is.
Really close. So now instead of a big 1st down, it's 3rd and 9. 2 plays to get 9 yards and keep your hopes alive for Auburn.
You can see them putting a safety over the top of Cam Coleman down here. Maybe not. They might leave him one-on-one.
Wow. They're going to swing it out to the tight end, left side. He makes the catch. That's Fairweather, but he got stopped short. So now 1 play for Auburn's hopes to stay alive. It's 4th down and maybe 2.
Cam Coleman was wide open. If he throws it to Cam Coleman, it's a touchdown.
Now
Texas A&M has called their first charge timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in length.
So they get positive yardage, but maybe Auburn missed a game changer. It's 4th down.
There may have been time here for Peyton Thorne. Just watch Cam Coleman going down the field. If Thorne could have just held this for another tick and just thrown this ball with some anticipation, just look at where Coleman's going.
Ooh.
If he can hit him in stride, there's just no way the safety Dalton Brooks is getting over there.
And I want to give you credit because you noticed it well before the ball got snapped. That extra defender on that side crept up to the line of scrimmage.
I thought they were going to roll a safety over the top. I mean, you would think that they're going to try and make sure they take care of their most explosive playmaker. They turned him loose. I mean, Peyton Thorne just made a judgment call and tried to get it out to, maybe he was told, hey, look, just throw it to Fairweather no matter what if he's open. But man.
Wouldn't have that been something? You have Hunter in the game. You need 2 yards. He's in the backfield with Thorne. Play clock. Still plenty of time at 10. Tight end in motion. Thorne is going to scramble. He's going to get it. And much more. Thorne into A&M territory down to the 40. Got 23 yards.
Same thing that happened when Texas A&M had the ball. When Marcel Reed took off against man coverage, Peyton Thorne recognizes the same thing and takes off.
Hunter, handoff straight ahead. And he gets 4 on first down. There's plenty of time in terms of getting in field goal range. But I'm not sure Auburn wants to leave it to a kick.
And then you see there the crowd booing now. Shamar Turner taking his time getting off the ball, getting off the ground.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 21 seconds, and we'll start on the ready for play.
Okay, so a little extra time. 1:21, and now they'll wind the clock. Auburn sends that tight end in motion again. Pressure comes. They'll throw it to Fairweather high off his fingertips. Incomplete. Well, it stops the clock, but that was wide open, and now it's 3rd and 6.
I mean, it's a nice job of Peyton Thorne of pump faking, getting the safety Bryce Anderson up in the air in the clear throwing lane, and then he just misses him.
So 3rd down.
Again, keeping an eye on those safeties. You just don't know what Hugh Freeze is telling him in the headset, where he wants him to go with the football, trying to give him some pre-snap intel as to what the coverage is going to be.
Play clock down to 3, down to 2. 3rd and 6. Swing it out right flat. Hunter with the catch. Hunter toward the sideline. He'll get there. First down, Auburn. Just enough. Down to the 30 with 1:09 to go.
What a smart play. 2nd and 3rd level defenders are dropping well beyond the sticks to line the gain. He says, look, I'm just going to bet on my guy Darquez Hunter being able to catch and run and pick up the first. Great decision by Peyton Thorne.
Down 3, 1:09 to go. Handoff, Hunter. Hunter, nice cut. Hunter inside the 20. And he gets another first down. That stops the clock. Gain of 11.
Missed tackles. The offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
Aggies championship hopes on the line. Hunter breaks a tackle. Hunter inside the 10. It's 1st and goal, Auburn. He lost his cleat and kept going.
Peyton Thorne doing a nice job of understanding where the overloads are, where the numbers are in their favor. They may have like 2 calls at the line of scrimmage, just kind of read how the defense is deploying, and then it's able to get into the right runs, and they're gashing them right now.
And Scooby Williams is really hurting.
Missed tackles. Oh, Scooby, he got his right knee caught.
Gosh.
You're going to see here as he spins, as he gets him on the ground. Right there. The right knee, the leg gets caught underneath him. You can tell he is in pain.
Kid from the state of Alabama. You know how much this game means to him. 50 seconds left. A&M up by 3. They were down 21-0. If you're just joining us late, Auburn got off to an amazing start tonight, hitting big plays from the start. But A&M just methodically has gotten back in this game, taken charge as the game has gone on. And in the second half, it's been mostly all Aggies.
Yeah, I mean, Marcel Reed's just been going up top in the passing game. Noah Thomas, all 6'6" of them. Just winning in the deep part of the field. Darquez Hunter, the epitome of being a warrior, a tough guy on the football field. And Amari Daniels, this running game for Texas A&M. It's just been a heavyweight battle back and forth.
Now A&M has 2 timeouts. Auburn does not have to be in a hurry. Again, they don't want to leave it to their field goal kicking. Alston in the backfield, and Auburn moved. Oh my goodness.
Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Wow, that's some big false start penalties in this game against Auburn. That was the left tackle Dylan Wade. If you don't want to leave it up to your kicker, punch it in and win the game.
Again, I just find it hard to believe that Cam Coleman does not play a factor here in this game late.
Thorne swings it out left side, and Alston fell down. He was out in the open. I don't know if he was going to get to the goal line, but he stopped short. Clock moves. Auburn tries to get lined up. Hunter still is not in the game. He lost his shoe on that last play. They'll hand it off to Alston, and he's going down. So Alston gets tackled, and Auburn now, that clock rolling. They don't have a timeout. Auburn's got to get organized. Try to get one more play off. And if you don't get in, now timeout A&M. Wow, that Aggies.
Prior to the snap, timeout Texas A&M. It's their second timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in left.
16 seconds. If Auburn ran a play and didn't get in and the clock kept running, I don't know if they could have gotten a field goal off.
Yeah, Mike Elko didn't like something that he saw. He wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page in this critical third down. I mean, obviously gives Auburn a chance now to regroup on the sideline, get into the perfect play as they see it. As you see Mike Elko, he didn't like something.
And this to your point, Lewis, like whether it's Cam Coleman or whatever, you have to get this into the end zone, touchdown or incomplete, to make sure you have a chance at worst to tie this game.
That's right.
It would take a lot of guts if they didn't do that. So Hunter is back in. They're at the 6, 16 seconds to go.
You see Cam Coleman at the top of your screen. Look like maybe there's some kind of switch release going on out here. Maybe anticipating some kind of man coverage. See if they can get him open.
Now they moved again. I don't believe it.
False start. Offense number 42. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Wow. So one of the extra tight ends in there to block.
It just come into the game. You just can't have these kind of critical errors.
That's the third one on this drive. Third false start on this drive for Auburn. Now it's 3rd and goal from outside the 10. With still 16 seconds left and no timeouts. Thorne can't get sacked. Thorne being pressured, looking toward the end zone, and he throws it away with under 10 seconds to go. And now
quarterback was outside the tackle box. The pass would be out the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass. 4th down.
It's going to come down to the young man who was not the kicker at Auburn very recently. Ian Vachon is going to try to tie this game. Field goal kicking has been a disaster for Auburn this year. They've missed 9 kicks. They're under 50% as a team. This one from 29 yards to tie the game. Low snap, kick up, kick is good. He made it. I don't care if it was from 29 yards out. That's a pressure kick.
That's so good. Good for him.
I did not think it was a great snap. It was a good hold. We're 5 seconds away from overtime.
Clean operation. He gets a good kick on it right down the middle of the uprights.
What must Hugh Freeze have been thinking as that was unfolding? Oh my goodness.
He's probably still thinking about all those self-inflicted penalties, false starts, just making things more and more difficult.
And you know who was the holder, by the way, who struggled so much punting the ball? Oscar Chapman. That's a clutch play. I mean, it wasn't a horrible snap, but it was just low enough to where if it wasn't a good hold, it could have ruined the whole thing.
It's a game of inches, man. A game of inches, especially when you're talking about high-level football, high-level competition. What an incredible game.
What a game.
Incredible.
21-0. A&M comes back. They take their first lead late in the 4th quarter. Auburn's offense looks down and out. They're being pressured. They're making mistakes. and they go 74 yards in 2.5 minutes and tie the game. So barring something totally crazy here, we're going to get overtime. It's kind of a low punch line drive kick. It is returnable for Bussey, who's going to get to the left side. Bussey down the sideline. Bussey all the way into Auburn territory. Finally gets knocked out of bounds. Wow.
That's the end of regulation.
So we've got overtime from Auburn. What a game. Back right after this. Dave Fleming, Lewis Riddick, Chris Button. We've got a heck of a game here at Auburn. 31-31. We're going to overtime. And before we get started, let's send it down to the field. Our referee, Jason Autry. Take a deep breath, Jason.
Captains, great ball game to this point. We're going to go into extra periods. We'll do a coin toss, and we'll have a choice for offense, defense, and which end of the field, and we'll play until we have a winner. Texas A&M, you're going to call it again. This is heads. Auburn, this is heads. This is tails. Call it before I flip it.
Heads.
He's called heads. It is tails. You've won the toss. You're going defense. Which end of the field do you want to play on? We'll play down here. Turn this way if you would, please. Auburn has won the toss. I'd like to play defense in the north end zone. Let's finish a great game.
It has been a great game. So it is an advantage. You win the toss to start overtime. You know what the other team does when they get the ball first.
And then what you need to do.
Makes it a little easier. So A&M's going to have the ball with their young quarterback who's been so impressive in so many ways. Marcel Reed. We know what's on the line for the Aggies. The showdown with the Longhorns next weekend. If they win tonight and win that game, they're going to play for an SEC championship.
This is good. This is real good. You know, red zone defense, red zone situations were some of my favorite when I was a player. I loved it down here because it's a thinking man's game. Everything happens fast. You really find out what you're made of in this area of the field. Let's see what they got.
First play of overtime. Daniels gets the carry, and he's stopped after a short gain. A wrestle for the ball.
Forward progress was stopped prior to the loss of possession. Second down.
But the ball didn't come out, so that's just a gain of 1.
You're going to see Amari Daniels here. They blew the whistle. Forward progress had been stopped. You can see the defenders just tearing at the ball. Eugene Asante. Second down.
And of course, you can get first downs. It's normal football starting at the 25 without a game clock. 2nd and 9 Aggies. Reed hands it to Daniels again, right side, and he'll get inside the 20 down to close to the 17. It'll be 3rd and about 2.5.
You could see defensive coordinator DJ Durkin. He was screaming something to his defenders as far as adjusting the front. He knew where the play was going. He knew it was going to hit off a right tackle. Trying to get them adjusted. Every single yard counts down here. High pressure situation.
Yeah, this is huge because when you go first in overtime, then you got a decision to make. Do you kick the field goal, take the points if you don't get it here? Reed takes a snap on 3rd and 2. Reed throws. He's got the pass complete. And the turn upfield means first down Texas A&M. That's Jade Walker.
It's a nice little man beater. You see here, Jade Walker just runs a little quick out. Safety's off about 10 yards. Jaron Thompson not able to close down on that quick out fast enough. He just has to turn it upfield and pick up the first. Good play call by Colin Klein.
1st and 10 Aggies. They can get another first down at about the 4. Receiver in motion. Handoff Daniels, and he'll lean ahead and get a couple on first down.
Going back to the weak side counter game, leaning on that big offensive line, man. I mean, you've been out on this football field now for almost 4 hours, playing a lot of snaps, man. You just got to lock in.
A&M's run 83 plays from scrimmage.
It's unbelievable. You got to lock in, call on all your reserves.
Second down and 8. Reed, plenty of time, throws short middle. That's Walker again, and Walker powers his way in. Touchdown! What an effort by Walker from 12 yards out. So the Aggies strike first in overtime.
I mean, just watch it here. Watch the traffic, man-to-man coverage. Watch how he just uses the natural picks and the distortion here in the traffic that the corner, Jay Crawford, has to work through. And then Marshall Reed finds him, and then at the end, yeah, the tough run after the catch. I mean, that's just a great individual effort, but a great play call in terms of its design against man coverage.
Yeah, well drawn there, just to show what made that play happen. Bond, extra point, up and good. So the freshman quarterback finds Walker, and A&M up by 7 in overtime.
I mean, this is a man beater. Just bring him on the shallow cross, and you see Jay Crawford trying to work his way through traffic, and then he's not able to get him on the ground. Today, Walker with the individual effort, able to drag Jaron Thompson into the end zone. You see here, you got 2 defenders. You're thinking, we're going to get him on the ground, live to fight another down. But Walker goes 6'5", 205, 210. You can just see right there from that angle how long and angular he is, and he just drags the safety into the end zone. Great play call, great execution, and then the individual effort at the end.
Thomas and Walker on Texas A&M side, Coleman and Lambert Smith on Auburn side. Some wide receivers have played tonight.
They sure have. And speaking of Coleman, where is he?
Yeah, he's been too quiet in the second half. Play fake to Hunter. They'll swing it back left side. That's his fellow freshman Simmons, who turned it upfield very quickly. Malcolm Simmons with a nice gain of 8.
Some hitting going on down there, man. These guys running to the ball. They understand, again, A&M understands what's at stake. Keep them out of the end zone, they win the game. Auburn, you've got to get the ball in the hands of your big-time playmakers on the perimeter, or is it going to be GWES Hunter?
First Auburn possession of overtime. They need a touchdown. 2nd and 2. Hunter straight ahead. He's got the first down and then some. Down to the 11. First down Auburn. He's well over 100 yards himself in his final home game in an Auburn uniform. 128 yards plus a couple touchdowns tonight.
Give credit to this Auburn offensive line. It's a revamped offensive line, particularly on the right side. Against this vaunted front, they played as well as you could expect them.
1st and 10. Thorne. Play fake. Over the top. Incomplete. Here come the flags. Trying to hit Coleman. He was held. That's a penalty against A&M.
You knew they had to go to him sooner or later. At some point, it becomes a one-on-one game. Is my guy better than yours? And that time they caught Javon Thomas, the corner. He was losing him and just grabbed onto him.
Pass interference. Defense number 3. Foul occurred in the end zone. Therefore, the ball was placed at the 2-yard line with an automatic first down.
It wasn't on 3. It was on number 14. You can see Javon Thomas, the one who commits the PI.
That was number 14.
Yes. The official corrected that. So now, will it be number 27 to try to punch it in? And then would Hugh Freeze consider going for 2 to try to win the game?
Oh, boy.
Hunter gets swallowed up. They're trying to rip the ball away, but he won't go down. Hunter, man, So tough to tackle. Stop for no gain.
Shamar Turner saying, I'm trying to end this thing right now.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Auburn, I know the stakes aren't as high for them in terms of the championships, but they so badly need a big win at the end of a disappointing year for lots of reasons. Second and goal.
Cam's one-on-one now at the bottom of the screen.
Little option, pitch play, Hunter, touchdown! And they're sending the kicker out. You're the home team. I don't blame Hugh Freeze, but an extra point away from sending this one to double overtime. And Vashon made the field goal to tie at the end of regulation. Kind of low snap, kick up, and good. Tie game. We go to another overtime period. Who wouldn't want a little more of this?
I mean, this is a great play design. You got block down, an arc block, and then you just see the pitch to Jarquez Hunter, and they've got the edge. They've got the angles on everyone, and then he just turns it back up inside, just finds the lane. And once he gets ahead of steam going downhill, it's all she wrote.
Texas A&M has elected to go on defense for the second overtime period. We'll play the south end of the end zone, the end of the stadium.
So we'll flip down to the other side of the field. And of course, A&M gets the choice now in double overtime, the second overtime. And they will put the defense on the field. So Auburn will have back-to-back possessions. And just as a reminder, once we get to the second overtime, if you do score a touchdown, by rule, you have to try for two. You have to go for two. You can't kick any more extra points. You can still kick a field goal in this second overtime.
The stakes get higher and higher.
A&M defense made a ton of plays in the second half of this game to make life very tough on the Auburn offense. But you give Auburn credit, the late game drive to tie it up, and then the overtime to punch it in the end zone and keep their hopes alive. Hayden Thorne and company, they start on the south side of Jordan-Hare. From the 25, 1st and 10. Second overtime begins. Thorne going to throw. Now he's going to run it himself. To the 20, takes a big hit and pops forward. And maybe with that momentum, I think he got 10 yards and a first down.
And he took a shot right on that throwing shoulder. Watch this. Watch the shot he takes right on the right shoulder, right around his pec area. That's a big-time hit.
Hope the adrenaline's pumping for
I'm
Peyton
sure
Thorne.
it is.
That was Scooby Williams, by the way, back in the game after what looked like an injury. Now incomplete. Wow. That was almost a hold. Lambert Smith was the intended target. Thomas was out there.
See, just one-on-one. You can see the hand up on the back of the shoulder.
That's got to be a hold.
I don't see how you don't call something there, considering the fact that he literally was grabbing the wide receiver and impeding him from going down the field.
It was almost like he just decided, well, I'm beat. This is a touchdown if I don't hold him. I'm just doing it on purpose. And he got away with it. 2nd and 10. Thorne looking left. Now throws across the middle. Lambert Smith cuts it inside. Flag thrown. He's down inside the 2. But there is a penalty flag, and they're pointing in the direction of Auburn. Maybe offensive pass interference.
Pass interference, offense number 13. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
That's a bad call. I do not see offensive pass interference
Fairweather, the tight
Fairweather's
end.
just running the crossing route. Just watch him right here. And you tell me if he's trying to literally block someone out. He's literally trying to avoid the defender.
Wow.
He's trying to get over the top of Torian York. He wasn't trying to box him out. He's trying to get over the top of him. You can see the coaching staff is just losing it down here on the sideline. That's a bad call. That's a bad call.
It would have been 1st and goal at the 2. It's 2nd and 25 back at the 30.
That's a bad call.
Now Thorne gets his pass knocked down. I mean, that has changed this game.
And we know what offensive pass interference, what pick routes look like when guys are really trying to run interference and it's against the rules. That was not one of those situations. And I'm a defensive guy by nature. Played the position my entire life. That was not offensive pass interference as I saw it.
So no hold called, and then they negate the big play with a penalty that did not have to be. It's 3rd and 25, and I don't know that they feel like they're in field goal range with the state of their kicking game. Thorne scrambling. Thorne trying. He gets away, and he does step out of bounds inside the 25. So that was a big scramble. Now it's a long way from a first down, but at least it gives Vachon a little better opportunity for a field goal try. There's so much pressure on this kid who didn't have this job a couple weeks ago.
I mean, this is the biggest kick of his life right here.
And it's not a short one. It's 41 yards from the right hash to try to score in the 2nd overtime. Kick on the way, and it is good. How about that? That's pretty impressive. I mean, that has not been a gimme at all for Auburn this year.
To say the least.
Not at all. You don't usually punch up a 41-yard kick like it's some earth-shattering news, but it is for Auburn.
I mean, he smacks that thing right down the middle. With distance to spare.
So now, A&M, a field goal would send us to another overtime. A touchdown would end it and give the Aggies a monumental come-from-behind win. But the kick really keeps Auburn's hopes alive.
We're going to come back to that. You can see Hugh Freeze is still talking about that offensive pass interference right there.
Yeah.
And I understand why he's upset like that. That to me, that's not offensive pass interference. It just isn't.
And it's just such a high leverage call, because Auburn 1st and goal from the 2 with Jarquez Hunter. Almost certainly they're getting that in the end zone.
No question. And now their defense has to step up. But if you're Texas A&M, you want to try and put this game away. And Marcel Reed, he has the skills to do it.
25 yards away from a win for the Aggies. A turnover wins it for Auburn. Daniels in the backfield with Reed. They'll hand it off. Daniels bounces it left, cuts it upfield. Here comes 2 penalty flags. So 2 flags on this play. This is going to be a hold against the Aggies. Not the way they wanted to start second overtime.
Offense number 82. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Calhoun, tight end.
Yeah, you're going to see Shane Calhoun. You're going to see him come around, and he's going to try and get the block on Jalen McLeod. Then he starts to lose him. You're going to see him. He's trying to pin him inside, but he just grabs him, slings him to the ground.
A&M really trusts their own place kicker, Randy Bond. But 1st and 20. Reed throws, finds his man. Now a spin move, Thomas. Inside the 25 down to the 21. So that's a big 14-yard gain on 1st and long.
Noah Thomas has been money all game long. He's shown you that he can win in the deep part of the field. He can catch and run. He's got good ball skills, good toughness.
him, making an adjustment. They'll get lined up again on 2nd and 6. And Daniels goes nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Stopped at the 21 by Sylvester Smith. Bausi in on the tackle as well. It's 3rd and 6.
DJ Durkin opting to bring some pressure, slant the line a little bit, try and create some havoc up front. Now his big 3rd down. This is where zone coverage has gotten them into trouble. In the passing game, man coverage has gotten them into trouble with Marcel Reed scrambling.
Play clock winding down. Under 5. Down to 2. Option. Reed. Dropped. McLeod. And now no gimme field goal for the Aggies to send us to a 3rd overtime.
What a great job by Jalen McLeod of getting penetration. Caleb Harris in his hip pocket taking the pitch man. This great team defense. They did everything they could there.
Pressure kick, 42 yards for Bond. And now Hugh Freeze is going to use his timeout.
Auburn has called their 1 timeout of this overtime period. It's 30 seconds in left.
Hey, Bond, who's had a great All-American kind of year, but he did miss a kick earlier in this game, which is unusual for him. And it felt like a fairly similar kick to the one he's got coming up right now. It was longer, but same sort of part of the field.
Yeah, on that left hash, and he missed it by a mile. I mean, it wasn't close. Hugh Freeze literally trying to freeze him. And see what we can do here. As far as this Auburn field goal block unit. And if you're Mike Elko, you're saying, hey, look, let's protect this thing inside out. No gaps. Don't let any free runners come into A and B gaps. This ball may come out a little bit low. Just protect.
To keep the game going. High snap. Kick up. Kick is good. Snuck it in that left side. Randy Bond comes through. 41-41. At the end of a 2nd overtime.
4 hours and going strong.
Amazing.
Randy Bond, he says, look, I'm not going to miss him twice. I've been money all year long. Mike Elko goes, hey, we know what we're playing for. We know what's on the line.
Everybody knows.
That's right. Just keep fighting. Keep fighting.
So Hugh Freeze talking to the officials.
He's still letting them know about that pass interference, I'll bet.
Just a classic late season SEC game. Of course, now, as we mentioned earlier, as we started overtime, things change a lot now. Once you get to the 3rd overtime, now forget the 25-yard line. Now all you do is you alternate your 2-point tries.
That's right.
That's it.
I mean, this is it.
And the whole idea is the point you were just making. The whole idea is to try to prevent the marathon games where you figure player health and safety becomes more of an issue. We've already been out here for 4 hours.
It's a long time, and I know all college teams play a lot of players, but this is a lot of wear and tear. It's about to be decided here soon.
So Reed and the A&M offense, they'll try first, and I guess, you know, every coaching staff, you got a stash of plays for this situation. One of my favorite plays from the 3-yard line.
This is the very definition, Dave, of situational football, right? These kind of situations. What is your best stuff? Hugh Freeze, right now, when they get, you know, it's their time to get the ball, what is his best stuff? Right now, you're Colin Klein. What do you want to dial up for your young quarterback? Is it Amari Daniels? Who are you trying to get the ball to?
Aggies go first. Receiver in motion. Reed End zone, incomplete, knocked away. Trying to hit the tight end Watson. Another play by the freshman, Caleb Harris.
That's such a hard play to make when you're going up against a guy who's just trying to box you out in the end zone. How do you get around a big body tight end like this? You see him, he just kind of slingshots himself past him and gets that off hand, the front hand. Looking right there. He kind of hooks him around the waist. An old DB trick to try and help slingshot yourself in front of the defender and then just stick your hand out. Don't swat at the ball, just stab at it. That's as good as you can play it.
So now Auburn 3 yards away from a win. They get it in, they win the game. If not, we go to a 4th overtime. Trying to get the crowd to quiet up. Peyton Thorne with Hunter alongside. Do you give the ball to your stud, number 27? Thorne rolling right, looking toward the end zone. He throws, incomplete. He tried to hit Coleman, and they couldn't connect. A&M survives for another. B.J. Mays had the coverage there.
I think he was first just trying to get the ball to Keandre Lambert-Smith. Just as he's spotting up over the end zone.
Defense for the 4th overtime period. The game was played in the south end zone.
Now you have to go all the way down to the other end. Yeah, what an effort.
Like he was a little indecisive. Lambert-Smith spotting right over the goal line. And then you see Cam, he's open, but he's just late with the delivery. He doesn't pull it fast enough. I think that's because he wasn't sure of which guy to go to. I mean, down here, as I said earlier, the reason why I like this area of the field is because everything happens so fast, and it really is a thinking man's game down here. Your decisions, I mean, have to be just nanosecond quick.
And look, the play was there. They could have made it and won the game right there. If it's me and I've already got my stop and I've got one of my all-time greats in the backfield,
you're giving it to them.
I'd be tempted to just. Jarquez Hunter's got to have the ball.
Yeah.
3 yards away from a win.
And it may ultimately come down to him. You see Hugh Freeze talking to him right there on the sideline.
Yep.
I mean, you're always going to second guess yourself when it doesn't work. I mean, but when you got guys like Cam Coleman and you got guys like Lambert-Smith who've made big plays tonight, you see him now. He's continuing to talk to Jarquez Hunter. You know he's going to play a pivotal role in this play in some way, shape, or form.
And I agree. It's easy. It's unfair in a lot of ways to second guess.
Of course. Of course. I mean, there's coaches at home right now sitting there going, what would I call? They know how tough this is to come up with the perfect play.
Got Hunter split out as a wideout, at least for now. We'll see if he motions. He will come in the backfield alongside Thorne. And now sprints wide left. Thorne looking middle, and what a catch! Lambert-Smith came down with it.
This is an unreal catch by Keandre Lambert-Smith, but he's already shown you, wow, that he has got tremendous contested catch skills. He went up over the top of Javon Thomas earlier in this game, or it was Des Ricks. And here again, just look at him climb the ladder and pull that ball down.
I mean, considering the circuit, that's one of the great catches you'll ever see.
It sure is.
And now Auburn is a stop away from a win.
Just look how he sets the route up. He pushes him outside, tries to get him to settle his feet. And the ball is behind him, and he reaches back and snatches that thing out of the air.
Amazing. Can the Aggies answer? Down 43-41. Direct snap, pitch back, Reed rolls right, dropped! It was dropped! Auburn wins! this in the SEC, around college football. And no different here. Jordan Hare, what a game and what a win for Auburn. In 4 overtimes, 43-41. And I think Daniels had the ball in his hands.
It was right there. Your heart breaks for Amari Daniels.
Such a good player, had a great game. And the Auburn fans have been waiting for this to celebrate. Near the end of the second year of Hugh Freeze as the head coach, the first win that Auburn's had against a ranked team, and a crusher for the championship hopes of the Aggies. All right, let's see if we can get it down to Chris, who's in the middle of the chaos. Chris?
Coach, first off, how's the heartbeat right now?
No, you know, I'm just so happy for our fans and our kids. You know, our kids have fought all year, and we've been in so many close ones, and they just hadn't gone our way. And, man, just for one to finally go our way is pretty sweet against a really good football team.
You got up 21 points. They took the lead with 4 minutes left. How did you get this team to believe we can instead of all those moments that happened this year?
Well, they haven't quit all year. I mean, we're young, and we're getting better each week. And, you know, we made it harder maybe than it could have been, but you got to give them credit, too. They didn't fold, and their quarterback played outstanding to get them back in it. So just so happy for our people, our fans, our administration, especially our kids.
On senior night, it was your seniors that got it down. Lambert Smith, Jarquez Hunter, Peyton Thorne. What did they give you tonight?
How about, man, to send Peyton and Luke Neal and Jarquez, those seniors, to send them out of Jordan Hare with this kind of feeling and atmosphere is pretty special.
Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Thank you.
Yeah, you can hear the emotion in Hugh Freeze's voice. He's a beleaguered head coach with all the things that have gone wrong this year. They needed that one. Look at the celebration. Wow.
I mean, it's the perfect play call. Marcel Reed, he's just rolling out, tries to throw it as soft and as catchable as possible.
Yeah.
It's just right in his hands. And you can just see the heartbreak. Sometimes in those types of situations, you just try too hard, you tense up, try to make it too perfect. And Amari Daniels, as hard as he has played tonight, as well as he has run the football, all season long, for it to end like that, this game to end like that is just crushing.
This game deserved a different ending than that.
It sure did. I mean, you just hate to see a player have it right there, and then they just not able to come through. But for Auburn, wow. I mean, just look at this scene out here on the field. I mean, look at that.
You know, all the people circling around this program and all the talk from the outside of all these talented youngsters, things going south for Auburn. Are these guys just going to bail and leave? You can imagine what a win like this could do to set things up.
Oh, yeah.
To instill some belief in what's going on here. And they got the Iron Bowl to play in Tuscaloosa next week. Alabama rather, reeling off an incredible loss in Norman tonight. But for tonight, there aren't many times where fans here say, oh, forget about the Iron Bowl. We're not thinking about that one. Tonight, they can celebrate this win.
No question. You talked about what this could do for this program, not only next week, but heading into the off-season and in the recruiting period. If you're a recruit and you're here tonight and you're looking at this scene and just how pumped up it was here, here's a team that's just trying to become bowl eligible. They're not playing for a spot in the CFB, and you're seeing this kind of reaction. They're probably thinking, hey, man, look at all the young guys that were contributing here tonight. They get a couple more pieces. This kind of celebration could be because we won a national title or we've done something huge, you know? So there's just so many other benefits to winning a game like this in the manner in which they did.
This scene that you're looking at is of a team and a fan base that came into tonight 1-5 in conference play.
Yeah, how about that? That's cool. That's cool. These people are passionate. Everybody talks about passion. Everybody talks about those kind of fan bases that are unique. here it is. This is my first time here at Jordan-Hare. Watched so many games that have taken place in this stadium. How cool is it for me to actually see this kind of like response? This is what it's all about.
This is a game that's going to be remembered for a long time. The stakes weren't as high for Auburn. They weren't. They were hugely important for Texas A&M. And now A&M's going to have to regroup and go back home. A game that's been anticipated for years now since Texas announced it was coming to the SEC.
Just think about the titanic shifts of emotion for a couple of the schools in the SEC today alone.
Yeah.
Think about how Ole Miss is feeling right now after losing the game that they lose up there, in at the University of Florida in Gainesville, and then here at Texas A&M, we talked to this coaching staff about we've never been in this position to control our own destiny and win the SEC, and they're down, they're back up, and now they're out. They basically get knocked out. That's just unbelievable. That's why you love sports, man. That's why you love sports.
Great game, great players, great scene. Louis Riddick, fun to be here with you.
My man, this has been awesome. This is awesome.
That was a good night here in Auburn. For Louis, for Chris Button, for our great crew, Dave Fleming saying, thanks for watching from Auburn, Alabama. A 4-overtime thriller, 43-41 final. With Formula One Grand Prix from Las Vegas coming up next.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference.